Evil castle and hillside towns of the Wachau Valley, a 200-year-old fairy tale town of Passau, Germany. John at WTMJ.com, JOHN at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the beautiful information, including pricing. Or join me at the WTMJ studios, where you can meet me and the folks from Colette on September 23rd at 6:30 downtown our studio, but you need to RSVP.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
John at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the info.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Six o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, September 2nd, our top story, open to the National Guard coming to Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad, back to school.
I'm Debbie Loziga. So far, looking pretty good out on the roads. No major delays around the area and no incidents really to speak of. One broken down vehicle on westbound 94 right at the stadium interchange. But other than that, everything else is moving along fine. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, mostly sunny today, high of 76 degrees. Tonight we'll see increasing clouds with a slight chance of a shower, low down to 61. Milwaukee now at 58. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the head of the Milwaukee Police Association says he's open the National Guard aiding officers curbing street takeovers. This after a weekend filled with illegal activity across Milwaukee.
From 6th and Clybourne downtown to 17th and Walnut on the near west side. Police responding to 15 calls for service related to street takeovers between Saturday and Sunday. MPA President Alexander Ayala tells WTMJ he believes the National Guard could supplement officers amid continued staffing shortages.
I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson last week on 101.7 The Truth shot down the idea of the Guard coming to Milwaukee.
No, I'm not interested in that. We have local law enforcement for a reason.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, Chicago's mayor defiant, saying no to an ice surge and the possibility of the National Guard pushing into the Windy City. ABC's Morgan Norwood.
No troops in Chicago!
In Chicago, demonstrators condemning Trump's threat to launch an immigration crackdown in the Windy City as soon as this week.
We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago.
The mayor threatening legal action and signing an order barring Chicago police from helping federal authorities with immigration enforcement.
At least 7 people were shot and killed across Chicago over the Labor Day weekend.
Congress returning to Washington for the summer recess. They will address President Trump's police takeover in Washington, D.C. News Nation's Joel Khalil.
When it comes to Washington, D.C., and what we've seen here in the nation's capital, several White House officials over the last couple of days and weeks even have said that this is going to be a model for other cities as well, that what's happening in the Capitol is just the beginning, and that you could potentially see more down the road in places all over the country, presences like the one we have in D.C. with federal intervention.
More than 100 people have been arrested, credited to the National Guard since Trump's takeover of that police force.
It's September. That means now school starts for everyone. The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee had more than 4,000 students moving into student housing last week. New Chancellor Thomas Gibson tells WTMJ about his hope for the upcoming year.
As part of my mission at UWM, I will be hyper-focused on student success. So I'm really looking to exploring every opportunity to ensure that greater numbers of students are persisting and prepared to walk across that big stage on graduation day. It goes quickly.
Gibson was the chancellor at UW-Stevens Point.
Milwaukee's Riverside High School will not be opening for this first day of school.
The closure is due to a cleanup from a chemical spill that took place last week. School officials say that while the building passed air tests, several classrooms remained closed. They say one factor in the spill might have been old science equipment containing mercury. The closure is not due to flooding damages. Students will be back in class on Wednesday. Elizabeth Linton, WTMJ News.
Coming up, picking through the wreckage in Afghanistan. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time 6:04.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
I believe in aliens, ghosts, and UFOs, but I don't believe you.
Huh?
I'm convinced the Earth is flat and the moon landing was faked.
Okay.
But when you say Hasselus Mattress don't have no employees, well, that's just crazy talk.
It's true. Hasselus Mattress showrooms are employee-free. Give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Okay, sure. You probably think birds are real, too.
All I know is that our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next-day delivery, too.
Do these mattresses come from Area 51?
We're talking big names like Sealy Posturepedic and Beautyrest.
And who's supporting your operation? The Illuminati?
If you need support, through Monday, get a free adjustable base with any new mattress.
That's what the lizard people told you to say.
Save on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And get a free adjustable base through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasselus.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
Why today is so important for the Milwaukee Brewers. 6:15 is sports. That's coming up.
Search efforts are underway in Afghanistan after Sunday's devastating earthquake killed more than 1,000 people, injured more than 3,000 others. CBS's Tina Krause.
Afghanistan, it's rescue by desperation. No heavy equipment, just villagers with shovels and bare hands, searching for loved ones buried in the rubble. Victims of the earthquake that struck in the middle of the night Sunday, shaking a remote region deep in the mountains, flattening villages and triggering mudslides that wiped out entire neighborhoods, leaving some buried in rubble for hours.
Powerball jackpot now up to an estimated $1.3 billion.
Hey there, Governor.
Nobody hit last night. Cash option, $589 million. Fifth largest Powerball prize ever. Matt Strawn is CEO of the Iowa Lottery.
When we have these billion-dollar jackpots, when you have more people that play infrequently, a lot of times they'll just ask for that quick pick. So about 90% of all the plays will be a quick pick.
He says the odds are the same no matter where you buy the ticket. Powerball has been rolling since May. The next drawing is tomorrow night.
I like how you gave us the cash option because
that that may or may not deter you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's only $589 if I take it straight up.
A pop icon has played her final show.
Wrapped up her Girls Just Want to Have Fun farewell tour Saturday at the Hollywood Bowl in L.A. A bunch of big names made guest appearances at the show, like Joni Mitchell, SZA, and John Legend. But for the final performance of the night, Cher joined her on stage, both in matching white coats with red dots, and the place lit up with fireworks and confetti. Lauper had announced a little over a year ago that this would be it because she said, quote, "Right now is the best I can be." Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Cyndi Lauper had quite a career. That's a good run.
Right now is the best I can. It's never stopped a lot of other rockers, you know.
Right. Respect to that comment.
6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:10.
Yeah, looking pretty good right now, Vince. We got pretty much full freeway speeds across the entire area. No major delays and no major incidents either, so we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly sunny, temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. We'll build in some more cloud cover tonight ahead of a strong cold front that drops in from the north. A slight chance of a shower, low of around 61. Cloudy, rain likely for Wednesday, breezy with highs only in the low 70s. And then those temperatures begin falling into Thursday. Partly cloudy, high of only 63. Another chance of showers on Friday with highs in the mid 60s. Sunshine back on Saturday with a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Brenda Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 58 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
We say it often.
Big day today?
That a day is a big day.
Sorry,
now,
I jumped on your line.
You could argue that today's a pretty big day, though, for almost every family. Not every family, but almost every family in Wisconsin.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Yes, the first day of school is now upon us. Not sure if kids are that excited. But it's happening. Today is the day everyone goes back, except for a few exceptions, as the first day of school is now officially upon us.
Get your brand new folders, your Trapper Keeper all set to go, your pencil pouch.
I did question that. I did ask the family the other day, why are we getting all new lunch boxes for everybody? Like, what happened to last year's model?
No, it's outdated now.
Governor
you're lucky if your lunchbox came back after a full year.
You're right. And God knows what's still in it from last spring.
Pull out that banana.
Honey, why did you take this out? The governor weighing in.
Hey there, Governor Tony Evers here. I am thrilled to help kick off another great school year here in Wisconsin. As many of you know, I started my career as a science teacher. Then I became a principal, superintendent, and then state superintendent. All told, this is my 49th back-to-school season, if you can believe it.
I can believe it.
I was waiting for you to say that. So today is the day you head back. You will see, oftentimes, some of the schools do like the red carpet thing, where they like celebrate and clap when all the kids come in. Others do the pictures. You'll see it all over your Facebook. All your news feeds will have the kid holding the little thing.
Out on the front porch.
Yeah, favorite song, favorite meal.
With the siblings.
Yep. What's your favorite food, perhaps?
Tacos. Corn dogs are the best. At Hot Lunch, there's like tacos and spaghetti. And the burgers. Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah, burgers are good.
Delicious.
All right, so today's the day. You don't even have a change in your house, so you're fine. This is not going to affect you at all in any way.
The house is empty.
Wow. Well, good luck to everybody heading out today. No, it's going to be a tough one for some folks, but easy for others, as the school year is now officially upon us.
I got my lunch packed up, my boots tied tight,
I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, back to school.
And I go back if I could only find a way. Oh, school days.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Vince Vitrano here for Hunt's Flooring in Greenfield. I got this message from my team there that they wanted me to share with you. With the recent flooding in Milwaukee, so many in our community are dealing with unexpected damage to their homes. At Hunt's Flooring, we want our neighbors to know they're not alone. We are here to help. From emergency flooring removal to replacing water-damaged carpet, hardwood, or vinyl, our team is ready to guide homeowners through every step. From cleanup to new installation, we understand how overwhelming this time can be. Believe it. Hunt's has been in business in our area for more than 50 years. They are our friends and neighbors. You can get started now. Visit Hunt's Flooring on Highway 100 in Greenfield or visit huntsflooring.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Today, Vince, something will happen in Milwaukee that hasn't happened since August 14th. The Brewers have an off day. Oh boy,
need it.
They do need it, man. You know, you could really see it the last few days there, how tired they were getting sloppy. That loss to Toronto was a bit sloppy. Last night had some issues.
Pat Murphy's out of the dugout. He is barking at Jim Wolf. Chris Hooker's on his way out. Jim Wolf's telling Pat Murphy to get back into the dugout. Now he's tossed Pat Murphy. Jim Wolf has just run Pat Murphy out of this game.
Monday afternoon, I should say. Pat Murphy thrown from the game in the ninth after he lost his mind over two bad check swing calls. The Brewers will lose the game 10-8.
You watch 162 games, you're going to have your bullpen's going to let you down sometimes. That's just what happens. So is it because of the long stretch? I'm certain that doesn't help. You know, if your starters are going 4 1/3, that doesn't help.
Yeah, 4 1/3 for the Miz. 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. The troubling news, reliever Shelby Miller felt something pop during the 8th inning when he was out there. So
it's not a good sign.
That is not good. We'll find out today, hopefully. So the Brewers off today. Now, the original schedule had them off yesterday, but the Brewers did ask MLB. They told us this last week. We asked Schlesinger about it. He said, no, we asked to play on Labor Day because it's a holiday, big day game, big day to have everyone there.
Huge crowd.
So they instead moved the game that was supposed to be today to yesterday, so they're off today. Phillies are back. Cubs win, so the Crew are now 5.5 games up in the division, and we should have a magic number, though. Greg, where are we at as far as...
9.
So 9 to get in?
9 to clinch any sort of postseason berth.
All right, magic number is 9.
I'm more interested in like the super magic number.
So that would be clinching the NL Central?
Right, but one step at a time. So let's get in, and then, you want the Central, and then you want one of the top 2 seeds in the playoffs, so we get that first round off.
Oh, and congratulations to Ken Sommerfeld, by the way. Ken Sommerfeld, the engineer of the Brewers radio network, was celebrating throughout the first pitch and all that good stuff during the game on Monday.
Packers open the season against the Detroit Lions this week.
Having first game like that it's a great way to get the season going. You know, we all looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a dogfight, and that's what we like. We like to be in dogfights.
I don't like to be in dogfights. I'd rather we just roll somebody.
Every game, please.
Much respect to Packers linebacker Edgerrin Cooper there, who's also pretty excited about the addition of Micah Parsons in that trade with the Cowboys. What's it mean for Packers opponents?
Nightmares for the opposite side of the ball. You know, I feel like Half's going to have a pretty fun time with us, so we're ready to look towards that.
And nightmares for the offensive side of the ball. Like to hear that. Some concern this week about a nagging back injury to Parsons, though Packers have not expressed much concern about it. Parsons did practice on Monday.
Something about taking a shot, like an epidural or something like that.
Whatever, man.
As long as you're playing, right?
Yes. Packers and Lions at Lambeau Field Sunday. It's a 3:25 kick.
We got the reading on the radar gun from Kent Sommerfeld's first pitch, by the way. 41 miles per hour, so he was halfway to a big league changeup. 2-1. Yelich took
Hey, if you love true, authentic Mexican food, I highly recommend you stop at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford today. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Shaft is the most affordable, family-friendly dining restaurant, and the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet is just $9.99. Whoa, that's incredible. Desserts are buy one, get one free. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Today from the kids' menu, they'll love that huge game room quietly set aside from the dining area wherever you live. It's worth the drive to the Mine Shaft today for the all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet, just $9.99. Excelente. Wednesday, the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is $7.99. That's a crazy low price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford, just off Highway 41 near the EAA in Oshkosh. 2 locations, both fantastic. No need to cook today. Just walk in, relax, and enjoy the all-you-can-eat Tuesday Mexican buffet for under $10. Check it out, mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream box.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race. The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Debbie's got an update on your morning drive on this first day of school.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. The freeway system is pretty clear. We got pretty much standard speeds around the entire area. Just one broken down vehicle westbound 94 at Highway 175. That's out of traffic off on the right, so it's not really causing any issues. So we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Sunny today, a high of 76 for the first day of school. Tonight, more clouds, slight chance for rain, a low of 61. Wednesday, cloudy. Rain is likely tomorrow and breezy, a high of 72. Right now, 57 at 6:21.
This Tuesday morning, you get used to saying that. Everybody recalibrate. Welcome to downtown Milwaukee on the holiday weekend. Video posted all over social media of multiple so-called street takeovers as the conversation is heating up over potentially calling in the National Guard. And at least one prominent law enforcement voice says he wants the help.
Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
That's the voice of the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, the union that represents MPD officers. Alex Ayala was here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News in an interview with our Libby Collins. More on that in a moment, but first, these videos that flooded social media this weekend cannot independently verify the authenticity of any of them. I mean, what you start with is you look, all right, somebody says, this is Milwaukee. All right, look for landmarks. Right. Is it Milwaukee?
And you can see some.
For sure. But that audio that I played there was from a Facebook post, shows a car burning out the intersection of Water and Wisconsin. Huge crowds gathered at the spot as police came in to try and break it up. Other posts showed parts of an intersection near downtown on fire. Another with fireworks blasting into the air.
Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get run over. Somebody's going to, air out their beef, their problems there. And then that's where the guns come out. And then you're going to have a shooting and a homicide.
Again, the union president for MPD, Alex Ayala, saying these things are not harmless fun. They're not just an inconvenience. They're the front end of what can be much worse. And they are pulling police resources away from other neighborhoods.
One officer, 2 officers are not going to be able to control a crowd of like 200-300 with cars doing reckless driving. I mean, that's insane.
Here's the breakdown from Milwaukee police. More than a dozen calls for street takeovers, 3 arrests, 6 cars towed, multiple other citations issued. If you just look at the video, and if it is a dozen some calls for these street takeovers, 3 arrests is pretty low. That's not bagging on the cops. You send a squad or 2, and you got hundreds of people there. What are you about to do? Which is one of the problems that presents with these. Ayala and the union are in a years-long negotiation, by the way, on a new contract for MPD. On WTMJ this weekend, says he will personally reach out to the White House in support for help from the Guard.
Until we get our staffing numbers right, I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it. Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
On that, Mayor of Milwaukee, we already have him on record saying he doesn't want it. Governor, don't know that he's spoken publicly on it, but likely know where he would come down. Vice President J.D. Vance, when he was in town, a week ago, said, yeah, we're ready to help, but we want to be asked. Well, asked by whom?
Right.
And Ayala has no ability to make any sort of official request. What he's saying is, we're in support of it. He speaks for his rank and file. And so that's his take on that.
The question would be, what would the National Guard do? In this instance, just the presence would be the belief would prevent it from happening then?
Well, that's what I suggested. And without my concerns that I have for deploying the Guard or the military on streets, in neighborhoods, in places, it's what are their rules of engagement? What are you asking of them? They have a right, our men and women in the military, to know exactly what they're being tasked to do, and how would that work, and how would they coordinate with law enforcement.
And who's paying for it?
And then there's that. If there's extra call-up or extra duty pay, all of those things. What's next for the Police Association? They're planning a protest on Friday. They are asking for the city to get this new contract done.
You know, listen, we cannot strike. That is against state law, but everybody else gets to strike. We don't want to do a blue flu, obviously, but we want to exercise our right to be heard. And we're going to bring this right to City Hall, right where the mayor is, so he can hear us.
Which is kind of the opposite of the protests that we've seen outside of City Hall, usually protesting against police. These are going to be cops. He said they won't be on-duty cops. He's just asking folks who are off within the force, as well as anyone who's in support of their cause, to come out. That'll be something we'll talk about later in the week. They want better wages. They want more officers on the street.
We are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around. And again, and this is not even a pitch for our contract, but I don't understand where the mayor does not see that where you keep our wages low, it means no more officers are coming through the door.
So that protest is coming up Friday. Again, in the meantime, Alex Ayala, president of the Milwaukee Police Association, says he welcomes help from the National Guard, saying these street takeovers are a perfect example of how the Guard could be helpful in the city. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average last on Friday closed down 92 points at 45,545. NASDAQ will start the week at 21,456. That was down more than 1% on Friday. And the S&P 500 was off a little over 0.5% to 6460. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Make your next family trip one for the history books at Old World, Wisconsin. Set against the natural beauty of the Kettle Moraine State Forest, you'll enter a one-of-a-kind place where the modern world fades away. Explore authentically restored homes, farms, stores, and workshops representing more than a century of Wisconsin history. Meet heritage farm animals, visit a one-room schoolhouse, lend a hand in the blacksmith shop, ride a high-wheel bicycle, and so much more. Travel through time and the stories of America's heartland. Get your tickets at oldworldwisconsin.wisconsinhistory.org.
Coming up on 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, September 2nd, our top story, overwhelmed police combat street takeovers in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad. One high school not in session today.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Things filling in just a little bit. Northbound 41 slowing down a bit from Mayfair Road up past North Avenue, but the rest of the system is still looking really good. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Week ahead in your Storm Team forecast. A lot of sunshine. Actually, can't believe you're saying it right. Starting to need a little bit of rain.
Yeah, we're at that point again.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high of 76. We'll see increasing clouds tonight with a slight chance of a shower and a low down to 61. For your Wednesday, cloudy, rain likely. There you go. High of 72 degrees. Thursday, partly cloudy skies, and Thursday's high 63. Looking ahead to the weekend, chance of showers on Friday, otherwise partly sunny, high 64. And for the weekend, mostly sunny skies on Saturday. Saturday's high predicted to be 65. So our best chance of rain for the week looks like Wednesday with rain likely. Coming up on 6:30, bottom of the hour headlines here from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The death toll from that major earthquake in Afghanistan has now passed 1,400 people with more than 3,000 injured. Major world leaders, but none from the U.S. and Europe, in Beijing for a summit. ABC chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell observing the talks, part of a shift in world relations.
China, India, Russia, all countries that have faced either sanctions or tariffs or, in the words of Xi Jinping, bullying from the West, all standing together and suggesting a different vision for how the world should be organized.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is on his way to Beijing by train to join them. He will attend a military parade marking 80 years since the end of World War II. President Trump has an announcement this afternoon at 2 o'clock, but there's no word on what it's about. In Chicago,
no federal troops in the city of Chicago.
Protests against ICE surge and a possible National Guard deployment. The Homeland Security Department. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Milwaukee streets overrun by street takeovers over the Labor Day weekend. Police records indicate more than 15 calls for service between Saturday and Sunday. 3 people arrested, 26 citations issued, 6 cars towed, according to police.
Milwaukee police say staffing shortages are making it nearly impossible to control dangerous street takeovers and other crime events, including... In fact, the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alex Ayala, says officers overwhelmed this past weekend. He says the National Guard should come in.
It's very overwhelming. I mean, we are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around.
Ayala says limited numbers leave both the public and police at risk.
Milwaukee police this morning asking for help locating a vehicle involved in a deadly hit and run. The 48-year-old victim pronounced dead at the hospital. They are looking for a gray 2008 GMC pickup with Iowa plates, possible minor damage to the hood. The truck struck a pedestrian 35th and Greenfield on Sunday, last seen on National Avenue.
Back to school now. It's September 2nd. It's after Labor Day. Here we go. So this goes for everyone, or most people anyway. Today also marks the first day of a new school year for new UW-Milwaukee Chancellor Thomas Gibson, who replaced Mark Money this year. He tells WTMJ,
folks should know that I am extremely humbled, honored, and excited to serve UWM as Chancellor, and I look forward to supporting students and faculty success at the institution and expanding partnerships with the community.
Milwaukee Riverside High School will not be open on this first day of school. They're still cleaning up a chemical spill from last week. School officials report the building passed air tests, but several classrooms remain closed. One factor in the spill might be old science equipment containing mercury. Closure is not due to flood damage, as students will be back in class on Wednesday.
Milwaukee's lakefront and the sky set to be filled with color this upcoming weekend. The 46th annual IKEA Frank Mott's International Kite Festival returns to Veterans Park. Scott Fisher, the organizer, of course, gives WTMJ all the details.
We're going to try to launch 600 kites all at the same time. And that isn't us. We were inviting the public to come down, bring your kite, and we're gonna have a countdown, and we're gonna see how many kites we can get in the air all at the same time.
Festival runs Saturday and Sunday. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale. They take those values to heart with every person the Pella team works with. It's natural to feel a little apprehensive about having someone visit your home, but take it from me and my wife. The brilliant Pella designers immediately put you at ease with their experience and professionalism. We love that initial visit, along with how easy they made it to envision bringing our project to life. Pella is committed to being the company everyone wants to do business with, and they've certainly lived up to that and more. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Discover how artificial intelligence is transforming manufacturing at the Midwest Manufacturing AI Summit, October 7th at Wisconsin State Fair Park, co-located with WIMTS. This workshop for manufacturing owners, executives, and operations managers will show how AI reduces downtime, increases throughput, and improves quality. Explore a technology showcase, connect with solution providers, consultants, and industry experts, and see how AI tools can drive results on your shop floor. Seats are limited. Register now at techedpodcast.com/AI Summit.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
Ringo Starr and his all-star band. With friends, Steve Lukather from Toto. From Men at Work, Colin Hay. From Average White Band, Hamish Stewart. Friday, September 12th, the Miller High Life Theater. On sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Said he heard a pop in the elbow. Update to an injury to a new Brewers pitcher in sports at 6:45.
Taking place later this Tuesday.
Happening today.
Ryan Ruth, the man charged with trying to assassinate then-candidate President Trump on his golf course last year, will appear for a hearing today before a federal judge. Authorities say a Secret Service agent prevented Ruth, who'd apparently camped outside for 12 hours on the course, from shooting Trump before any shots were fired.
He's going to be representing himself. The judge is fully aware that, in fact, if Ruth gets the opportunity, he will turn this trial into a circus where he weighs his character against that of President Trump.
Where have we heard this before?
I've seen this
Someone,
movie.
yeah, representing themselves, trying to turn this into a circus. A little more on what we can expect.
Ruth has described himself as a self-styled mercenary leader. In fact, he has claimed activities related to the Russian-Ukrainian war. He did something that was extremely dangerous, which is to set up a firearm in a position that could have shot then presidential candidate Trump, and now he's going to trial.
Lori Levinson there, she's a Loyola law professor and former federal prosecutor. So Ruth's voter registration history and past social media posts show a mixed political history. If you remember, this was after the other assassination attempts. So when we heard that this guy was like waiting on whatever hole it was, everyone's like, whoa, this is happening again. They're able to find him again. He was never in the sight line, anything like that, but he will be going to trial, and he will be representing himself.
Coming up, whether you've got school-age kids or not, this may affect you on this first day of school. That story next. Welcome to another episode of Find Your Career Rhythm, where we explore the latest employee growth and hiring trends and how your company and your career can take advantage. It's brought to you by the LAK Group, who help companies and professionals harness their true potential. LAK, discover your human advantage. Today, my guest is Lindsay Crete. She's managing director at the executive search firm Spano Pratt. Lindsay, I know Spano Pratt focuses on finding top talent specifically for nonprofits. Let's talk about that. What is it about the nonprofit sector that makes it so difficult to find leadership?
Well, unlike the for-profit sector, leaders in nonprofit must have a more specialized mix of skills. The mission, resources, and stakeholders are dramatically different.
How so, Lindsay?
Leadership in nonprofits must be mission-driven rather than strictly profit-driven. It takes a different personality. Also, nonprofits have more limited resources, so creative use of dollars and fundraising knowledge are much more important. And nonprofits have a much wider variety of stakeholders involved, like donors, hiring committees, boards of directors, and community voices, especially during the leadership selection process.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. So how does Spano Pratt Executive Search help nonprofits find those leaders? And how does your new partnership with the LAK Group complement that?
Spano Pratt has experience working with nonprofits across the U.S., and we know how to work with hiring committees and boards, which is a must with nonprofits. From discovery phase all the way to onboarding of the new executive, we can help. And with our new partnership with LAK, it doesn't stop there. We now offer leadership development, executive coaching, and more.
Thanks, Lindsay. You can get started on your executive search at spanopratt.com. That's spanopratt.com.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Checking in with Debbie here at 20 minutes before 7 o'clock. Deb, worth noting, we got that closure in the Hale that starts today?
Yes, that's right. We've got the closure in the Hale interchange. I believe it is I want to say it's the westbound to southbound.
Yeah, westbound to southbound,
Yeah,
right?
westbound to southbound today, and then the eastbound or northbound Rock Freeway to eastbound on Thursday. So that's something to keep in mind. But we do have some delays out there. Westbound 94 is starting to slow down a bit, heading into the into the stadium interchange. Northbound on 41, backing up just before Mayfair Road up past North Avenue. Southbound side starting to slow down a bit from just south of Good Hope Road down towards Silver Spring. Overall, looking pretty good, though. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly sunny with temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. We'll increase the cloud cover tonight, slight chance of a shower ahead of a strong cold front. Temperatures fall back into the low 60s. Cloudy, rain likely for our Wednesday, breezy. Highs briefly spike into the low 70s and then fall into Thursday. We'll look for a partly cloudy sky, high of only 63. Another chance of showers on Friday, highs in the mid 60s. Mostly sunny for Saturday with a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
58 in Milwaukee. Well, whether you got kids in school or not, it is a chance for all of us, in large part today, to experience some changes.
Back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
Back to school means more school bus traffic on the roads. Our Debbie Lazaga offering this quick refresher for drivers.
You'd think it's a no-brainer. If you see a school bus pull over, their lights come on, and the stop sign swings out from the side, you stop, right? Well, one violation of this particular statute is too many. So what are we talking about here? Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt.
When you are approaching a school bus, either from the front or the rear, and it's displaying its flashing red warning lights, and that bus is completely stopped, you must stop your vehicle and wait for the bus to resume motion or to extinguish those red flashing lights.
Think about it. If a bus is stopping, it's because there are kids around, either being picked up or dropped off.
Kids are smaller, they tend to dart out into traffic, and we want traffic to come to a complete stop and make sure that all the kids make it to school safely, nobody gets into a crash. It doesn't matter if you're in a regular vehicle or if you're in an emergency vehicle with red and blue lights going. You need to come to a stop and wait for those individuals walking across the road.
And just because you don't see an officer anywhere around don't think you can get away with violating this.
Within 24 hours, if a school bus operator has seen a violation of this statute, they can report it to the law enforcement agency responsible so a citation can be issued for what's called owner's liability for a vehicle illegally passing a school bus.
And it doesn't matter if you, as the owner, weren't driving.
Really what that statute is intended to do is to try and get the person who was driving, because if an owner doesn't want that citation, they will turn over who was actually driving the vehicle at the time.
The idea behind that is if they can't establish who was actually driving, the citation can still be served because as a car owner, you are ultimately responsible for where your vehicle is at all times. So what's the damage if you violate this?
The fine for this offense is $326.50 and 4 points against your driver's license. And that dollar amount pales in comparison to if you were to strike a child. You certainly could face potential of criminal penalties as well as civil liability, which is going to be much more expensive than that $326 citation.
Not to mention the feeling of guilt you'd have of hitting a child. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Yeah, good reminders as we all navigate the new school year. Sports coming up next, including other Packers defenders. Pretty excited about the blockbuster trade. We'll hear from some next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Hey everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Comfort Awnings. Hey, I reclaimed my outdoor space with a beautiful retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. It's the best of both worlds, really. You can enjoy sun and then extend the awning when you need a little bit of shade. It's completely customizable. They're even available with remote-controlled operation and sensors that retract it when it detects strong winds and extends it when it detects rain. Comfort Awnings are also a deterrent against UV radiation. And right now, you can get a great deal, $250 off all awnings and screens. Call Comfort Awnings for your free estimate at 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
You know what's nice? Having an off day is nice, right? We just had a 3-day weekend. That was nice, right?
These guys have the greatest job in the world, but it's still their work.
After 19 games in 18 days, the crew finally get a day off today. Boy, do they need it. Pat Murphy thrown out yesterday.
He told him, get back in the dugout. And then when he didn't immediately get back in the dugout, Jim Wolf said, okay, then you're gone. Pat Murphy getting his money's worth right now.
Yeah, strange. He was.
It did drag on a little bit.
Then the home plate guy went after him.
Yeah.
It was strange.
And they got into it with Ricky.
That was a nice. And then they walked him out of there. It looked like a check swing, third strike, turned into a walk, put 2 men on, and then the next batter, Brandon Marsh, this happened.
Uribe's 1-0. Ground ball through the right side and into right field for a base hit. Stubbs around third. On his way home, he's going to score. Here's the throw to third. It is late. And this place is going to be a little testy now here at American Family Field.
Can't imagine why. That would make it 9-8. It would end up being 10-8 for a win for the Phils. Not only that, sounds like reliever Shelby Miller may be out. He hurt himself in the eighth.
He's injured. Okay, he heard something, or he felt something pop in his elbow, and he's injured.
All right, don't know what that means yet, but probably not good if you're hearing a pop and you're a major league pitcher. So the Brewers limp into their off day today. They're back at it tomorrow, Brewers and Phillies at AmFam Field. So they took today off instead of yesterday. They asked the league because they wanted to have a game on Labor Day.
Yeah.
So otherwise, when the schedule first came out way back when, it was supposed to be yesterday, the day off. It is today. And congratulations to Ken Somerville. He had a big special 40th anniversary day at the field yesterday and got to throw out the first pitch and all that stuff.
A guy that you might not otherwise know, but for the fact that you always mentioned him as part of that broadcast team. And if you don't know how things work, you're like,
right?
That's a really important job to keep that thing on the rails.
I always loved the days when you could come to the booth and he'd say, hello, boys. And then he'd look at Kent and he'd say, slime.
39 years with Uke. What a pairing that was here in this booth.
Oh, man. Was it ever.
All right, Kent. Real work week for the Green Bay Packers as they get set to open the regular season Sunday.
Oh, yeah, excited, man. All the hard work, all the long days in the offseason, man. It starts to pay off now because everything counts.
I love that. Everything counts. Shoot. Packers defensive lineman Rashawn Gary, who is excited to see linebacker Micah Parsons, just added in that blockbuster trade, do his thing.
Yeah, his play speaks for itself. His name speaks for itself. I feel like the sky's the limit for him.
Sky's the limit for him. Parsons did practice on Monday. Packers not expressing major concern over a lingering back injury. Expected to be ready for Sunday. That'll be a 3:25 kick against the Lions at Lambeau Field. 6:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
It's been calling the shots in your life for far too long. No, I'm not talking about your kids or your dog or your significant other. I'm talking about that joint pain, that nagging pain. It's been there for years. Sometimes it's an old injury that just never healed right. Others it's from your hard work. Whatever it is, it just doesn't go away. WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. Well, it's time to flip the script. QC Kinetics can do that with regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that can help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints, not cover it up, not cut it out, actually help heal and restore. Not talking about a surgery, not talking about a bunch of painkillers. Let's get to the problem and get long-term lasting relief. Call QC Kinetics today and hear about it for yourself. You can bring in your MRI, bring in your x-rays, and talk to them about it. Here's the number, 414-285-3474. It's 414-285-3474. It's a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics today.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
I never get nervous, even though I get fired up. I can't feel my blood pressure rising. This always raises my blood pressure. At least I can feel it. But for those of us who have sort of lived through this stuff, me as a public official, those who are involved in these shootings, you don't forget about them. They stay with you for the rest of your existence.
Every year, there's some kind of tragedy. People in other places have their lives totally upended. If you're a compassionate person, if you're an empathetic person, you feel for it, but it doesn't replace what it actually feels like to have it impact your life.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9 minutes before 7 o'clock. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, not too much. I mean, general buildup of volume. Eastbound 94 starting to slow down from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 41 a little heavy from Good Hope Road. Actually, more from Appleton Avenue down towards Silver Spring, and again right past Capitol Drive. The northbound side slowing down right past the North Avenue curve. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Mostly sunny, high 76 today. Increasing clouds and a slight chance for a shower tonight, low down to 61. Wednesday looks wet. Cloudy, rain likely, and breezy as well with a high of just 72 degrees. Thursday, back to partly cloudy skies and a high of only 63. Right now at 58 in Milwaukee. The new guy for the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons.
I never really knew how crazy the fan base was and like how excited, this fan base gets. Obviously, I played here before, but you don't really take it in, especially with Dallas fan base. They're pretty intense too, but, just seeing the fan base and how they're like all encouragement and excited and they couldn't wait to have me here. That means a lot.
We couldn't wait to have you here. The blockbuster trade that brought that game-wrecking linebacker to the Packers as we get set for games that count. Packers open the regular season on Sunday as we bring in two-time Sports Writer of the Year, friend of the program, Lori Nickel from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Hey, Lori.
So excited for the famous podcaster to join us.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, you've been diving into, dude has a podcast. Does he do it like regularly, and does he do it during the season, or what's it about?
Yeah, it's during the season. I think he's done, was it 40 or 50 or 70, something like that. His numbers are really good, but he's consistent with it. And I think he was doing it every Monday in Dallas. So we'll see what he does here in Green Bay. I don't know if he's announced all that. I haven't found that yet, but That's one of the things I want to ask him tomorrow. Very big podcaster, very big on revealing secrets of the NFL, very big on asking secrets in the NFL, including Jordan Love. So it's pretty cool.
So what do you mean by secrets?
Well, he talked to Jordan Love not once, but twice. And I think it was episode number 4 or something. Okay, I'm all confused. But anyway, he was asking Jordan Love after the big loss, the Dallas loss in January of 2024. He was asking him, okay, what you trying to do against us? And give me the longest play call you have. And what do you have on third down? And so Jordan Love has got a clipboard out, writing out, the play and what he's calling and everything and talking about things. These are things that, very few people can get away with asking, much less extracting those details. So he obviously has a really good relationship with Jordan Love over the years. But, even with running backs around the league and stuff, he really gets people to talk about, just real talk, about the plays, about the strategies and strengths and weaknesses of other teams. And he was always familiar with the Packers before he got here. So it's really fascinating.
Now, does he play host? Is there a moderator? Like, what's the format like if fans want to check this out?
Right. How is he going to take all our jobs? Well, he does everything.
Right.
He'll do the solo shot, or he'll have guests. When he does the solo shot, he has the jerseys in the background, including he had a Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey in episode 4. So I want to ask about that. It looks like he met our other favorite podcaster, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, several years ago. But his strength, in my opinion, is when he is not just talking with a headset and a microphone and just talking into empty space, but when he has guests on, because he can. It doesn't look like somebody else prepared his questions. You know how some even like famous media people do that? Oh, some producer or whatever. No, he's got it all in his head, and he's got it written down, and he's prepared. He has plays called up on his little iPad thing. So he does everything, and he was criticized for it in Dallas as well. I mean, are you a podcaster? Are you a player? But he can clearly do both, and in fact, it probably plays to his strength. So he does everything on this pod.
He's going to be the mayor of Titletown. It's going to happen. He's going to run this city. Hey, how's his back? Do we know what's going on with his back?
Right. So that's another. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he talked yesterday. I'm sure he will talk tomorrow or Thursday. Backs are tricky. I don't know. I have no idea. Can't wait to talk to him about that. I don't think he addressed it too much in his opening press conference, or maybe he did a little bit, but we'll have to see. A lot of people think he's going to play Sunday, so wouldn't that be crazy?
You would have to think. I mean, it was JS reporting that suggested that he might get a shot, some kind of thing in the back to help him, and that's not it's not unprecedented. Guys have done things to help them loosen up or deal with pain or whatnot. But I would agree, Lori, that I haven't heard like a great deal of concern from the Packers. Now, sometimes that's all strategery. They want you to know exactly what you're allowed to know.
Right. And backs always scare me too at the beginning of the season, because if it's now, it's going to be chronic all year. So the one thing about him, though, is he seems honest and forthcoming enough. So again, he's kind of like Giannis to me, where I go to Giannis to tell me what's up. I don't go with these seconds. So I expect if we ask him and he talks about this, we'll kind of get a straightforward answer, other than the runaround kind of a thing, or I'm not going to talk about that kind of a thing.
Which is great for us. Coaches hate it. They would prefer the runaround be delivered.
Well, they gave him number 1, so they love him up there already. I mean, he's already making history.
Just ruin things for opposing offenses. Just be the game wrecker we thought you would. Lori Nickel with us this morning. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you. Take care.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The city of Port Washington approves a design plan for a 700-acre data center campus. Vantage Data Centers commits to sustainability efforts, including minimizing water usage and emphasizing renewable energy. Recent independent bookstore openings in the area include Well-Read Damsel in Wauwatosa and Thirst on Milwaukee's west side. More independents open nationally as readers show renewed interest in local bookstores. Besides the Molson Coors Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, the next biggest in the state is New Glarus, which makes Spotted Cow, followed by Stevens Point, the home of Point Special. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
As a fellow veteran, we understand what it means to serve on a team. A suicide on a team is devastating and a real risk for veterans. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out now. Reach out WIS.org for local resources available to you and your loved ones.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Tuesday, September 2nd. Our top story, a chaotic weekend at Milwaukee streets.
I'm Erik Bilstad. One Milwaukee leader open to the National Guard coming.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound on 41, starting to slow down from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94 is backing up from just about 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th. Westbound's backed up from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Perfect back to school weather, mostly sunny skies and not too hot. High is 76 degrees. Increasing clouds tonight with a slight chance of a shower and a low down to 61. Milwaukee right now at 58. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the head of the Milwaukee Police Association says he is open to the National Guard aiding officers in curbing street takeovers. This after a weekend filled with that activity across Milwaukee.
From 6th and Clybourne downtown to 17th and Walnut on the near west side. Police responding to 15 calls for service related to street takeovers between Saturday and Sunday. MPA President Alexander Ayala tells WTMJ he believes the National Guard could supplement officers amid continued staffing shortages.
I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson last week on 1017 The Truth shot down the idea of the Guard coming to Milwaukee.
No, I'm not interested in that. We have local law enforcement for a reason.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
At least 8 people were killed, dozens more injured in shootings in Chicago over the long holiday weekend. But the mayor and the governor of Illinois maintain they do not want federal troops there. News Nation's Mills Hayes.
Mayor Brandon Johnson still standing down and saying that
violent crime is down, pointing to the decline in over 30% with murders. He addressed the potential troop deployment at a Labor Day rally for unions yesterday.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago.
However, the president taking to Truth Social Saturday, citing the violence as proof that, quote, crime is totally out of control in Chicago.
Just hours after the president's social media post, 7 people were shot after an annual picnic for public housing residents on the South Side.
China marks the 80th anniversary to the end of World War II on the Pacific Front with a massive military parade set for tomorrow. In the run-up to the event, China's President Xi has met with Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Prime Minister of India as well. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell.
China touting its diplomatic, economic and military might as enemies and rivals of the U.S. are gathering in Beijing. Over 20 world leaders attending a giant military parade Wednesday, including Iran and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Xi Jinping promoting this idea of China as a reliable, stable partner, trying to contrast with the Trump administration's often chaotic and punitive style.
Russia, China, India combined with a population of over 3 billion people.
An 11-year-old boy is dead after a horrible prank gone wrong in Houston. Police say the child's death is the result of what's being described as a ding-dong ditch prank. He was shot after ringing someone's doorbell. Police tell CBS News that a witness said someone came out of the house and shot the children running down the street.
Back to school for MPS and college students as well. Today will mark the first day of the new school year for UWM Chancellor Thomas Gibson. Replaced Mark Money this year. He tells WTMJ.
Folks should know that I am extremely humbled, honored, and excited to serve UWM as Chancellor, and I look forward to supporting students and faculty success at the institution and expanding partnerships with the community.
Gibson, the 10th Chancellor at UWM.
Coming up, a major change for a very popular item on the internet, and a lot of people aren't happy about it.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:04.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. The reality is, we do sell great products, but your decision should be based on what people you want to work with, which company is proven to deliver to reduce the chance that you, the homeowner, the customer, might make a poor decision. Siding Unlimited has done it. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. We are even Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. The accolades, awards, and respect is earned. Windows, windows, windows. Yes, Siding Unlimited does windows. We do more. We do it really well. So you can count on Siding Unlimited to prove to yourself that you made the right decision. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Why today is so important for your Milwaukee Brewers. Sports at 7:15.
An urgent search for survivors is continuing in Afghanistan after a massive earthquake hit the eastern portion of the country over the weekend. The death toll has now risen to more than 1,400. 3,000 others are hurt.
A young survivor of last week's Minneapolis church shooting is due to undergo surgery tomorrow.
10-year-old Weston Halsney captured the country's hearts when he described how his friend saved him as the bullets tore through Annunciation Catholic Church.
And I just ran under the pew, and then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Weston thought he felt gunpowder on his neck. It was actually a bullet fragment that is lodged dangerously close to his carotid artery. Surgeons will remove it tomorrow. His friend Victor has been released from the hospital and is recovering at home. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Noticed this over the weekend, got to admit. Cursed to myself when it happened. I'm sure others were with me. The New York Times making a little change, and the internet not very happy about it.
The mini crossword is no longer free. The paper put a paywall up on it, and players are expressing their disappointment on TikTok.
I thought we had a good thing going. I had my daily routine, and you're going to paywall the mini crossword? I'm actually in such a rage over this.
That's stupid. I don't like that very much.
In a statement, the Times said their decision to make people pay for the puzzle is part of a broader effort to monetize its games. They say other popular ones are still free, including Wordle, Connection, Strands, and Sudoku. For now, Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
How dare this company charge us to use their website? I love the mini. Can't do it anymore.
I love that. I thought we had a good thing going.
Yeah.
You do this, and then I don't pay for it. That is a good thing going.
Wordle is still free, by the way.
7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Wordle, Nerdles.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie, southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accident just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10.
All right. Well, things are still a little bit slow along eastbound 94, coming out of the Zoo Interchange all the way to about 35th Street. The westbound side slowing from 35th all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. We got southbound 41 slowing down just before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's a little bit slow around the North Avenue curve. And then we've got a broken down vehicle on 794 eastbound right about at Car Ferry Drive. It's off on the right shoulder, so it shouldn't be causing too much of an issue, but just something to keep in mind. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly sunny with temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. Increasing cloud cover tonight, a slight chance of a shower ahead of a strong cold front. Lows in the low 60s, cloudy scattered showers likely for Wednesday. Breezy with highs briefly climbing into the low 70s, and then those temperatures begin to fall into Thursday, where we'll wind up with a partly cloudy sky, highs only in the low 60s. Now the chance of showers on Friday, high of 64, and the sunshine is back on Saturday with a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 57.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Today, arguably, Vince, is one of the biggest days in many of our lives.
You want to call today a big day? Go ahead.
Right?
I'll allow
I think that's fair.
Erik
today,
overuses the term.
I do
not today.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Today is the day everyone now is going back to school. Here's how it's going to sound in less than an hour. Oh, yeah, here they come.
I think that was the out-of-school bell, not the back-to-school bell.
All running into the
pulled the wrong
classroom.
one.
That's how it's going to sound at South Milwaukee High School, where Ms. Kim Fremming joins us, our favorite chem teacher. She's back in her classroom right now. Good morning, Ms. Fremming.
Good morning, guys.
You sound fantastic, knowing that when's your first class? 15 minutes from now?
Yeah, in about 15 minutes they'll storm in here, with just as much excitement as at that bell ring. Yeah, same kind of a thing.
That first hour class at the high school level, that's a tough one, Ms. Fremming.
Yes, it is. As long as we can get them all here on time, it'll be good.
So how quickly can you scope everyone? You're like, all right, that kid's going to be the troublemaker. Okay, she's never going to be here on time.
Well, some of them I've had before, especially my first period is a forensic science class. It's a good class to start with because, I scare the crap out of them every year. So they get excited about that. So they want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So they come in and learn. But a couple of them I know, and I'm like, all right, you're going to be sitting in the front row. So I kind of have some ideas for some of them.
Kim Fremming is with us this morning. She's a high school teacher in South Milwaukee as we give this scouting report on the first day of school ahead. Are you a homework on the first day teacher, Ms. Fremming, or no?
I am not. I do give them a little form because I want to get to know a little bit about them. I give them a little bit about me, and so that. But no, I don't want to give them homework on the first day.
Oh, that's great.
Do you still get out like pink slips or detention slips if you have to?
No, I don't give out detentions like that. But if they do things like maybe they're tardy for a bunch of times in a row, they have to come in and clean glassware, which is way worse than a detention.
Like beakers?
The beakers and whatnot?
Heck yeah.
Wow. How much has the curriculum changed over the years? Is that part of the process being a teacher? I mean, you've been there, I know I won't say how many years, but you've been there long enough where does that
over
change?
20. Kind of. It does a little bit here and there. With the forensics program, I actually created that myself, so I can kind of change that. But like with chemistry and some of the other core classes, it does change from year to year, and we have to kind of look at the standards and all that kind of stuff to make sure we're hitting them all. So yeah, that's not the fun part of teaching.
Good luck. I think you'd be our favorite teacher if we were going back to class.
Aw, thanks, guys.
And just wait, this is what you're going to hear in 15 minutes from right now.
Chemistry.
Yep, gonna sound exactly the same way.
Thank you for all you do, Ms. Fremming.
Yeah, at least light some stuff on fire today, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
You know I'll do that.
Yes. Have a great season.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
7:15.
Get your exterior painting to-dos done easily with Dutch Boy Pristine Exterior Paint. With its rain rinse technology, rain naturally washes away dirt and grime. Plus, it resists cracking and peeling, making it perfect to withstand the harshest weather conditions. Save big money on Pristine Exterior Paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Historic Fox & Hound Supper Club gift cards make perfect year-round birthday, anniversary, and thank you gifts. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, it's like getting a free gift card. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com and enjoy your free dinner.
Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best in local pest defense. Have you felt the mosquitoes? Oh, and we're in a really great stretch here, right?
Awful. Absolutely awful. And aggressive.
Just nasty with all the flooding rains that we had. Bugman can still get out to the house and treat for that because we got a lot of, even the tail end of summer here, and fall is ahead. You want to spend time out on the back patio at the fire pit, still having folks over. You don't want them to get carried off by the mosquitoes. So Bugman Adam can get out to the house and treat for that in your yard. Also starting treatment for stink bugs inside your home. Great time to get on the schedule. It's 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. That's bugmanqueenbee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Today, something will happen in Milwaukee that hasn't happened since August 14th. The Brewers have a day off. Oh my gosh. Boy, they were ready to. You could tell there during the Toronto series especially, there's a few moments there where they seemed a bit tired.
It's Sunday, man, especially after bringing the energy the first two games.
Right. And looked tired a little bit on Monday.
Pat Murphy's out of the dugout. He is barking at Jim Wolf. Chris Hooker's on his way out. Jim Wolf's telling Pat Murphy to get back into the dugout. Now he's tossed Pat Murphy. Jim Wolf has just run Pat Murphy out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, needed a nap.
Somebody needs a nap. I do need a nap. I'm tired of this guy.
Yep. So Murphy thrown from the game in the ninth after he lost his mind over 2 bad check swing calls. Brewers would lose 10-8.
You watch 162 games, you're going to have your bullpen's going to let you down sometimes. That's just what happens. So is it because of the long stretch? I'm certain that doesn't help. You know, if your starters are going 4 1/3, that doesn't help.
Yeah, only 4 1/3 for the Miz. 3 runs, 4 strikeouts, a walk. Troubling news, reliever Shelby Miller felt something pop during the 8th inning, says the skipper. So we should learn out just how bad that. It doesn't sound good, but we should learn today, hopefully. The Brewers off today. The original schedule had them off yesterday and then starting their series with the Phils today. But the Brewers asked to switch that because they wanted to play on Labor Day. They wanted to obviously want all the fans there on a big holiday, so that's why the weird schedule is like it is. Cubs win, so the Crew are now 5.5 games up in the division. And we're in magic number season now that it's September. Greg, what's our magic number?
9.
Ooh. All right. Sounds good.
That's 9 to make the postseason.
To make any sort of berth in the postseason.
Okay.
Correct.
So that's not good enough for you? You want NL Central magic number?
I want the super magic number. I want that first series off. We've seen that other movie too many times.
Also, congratulations to Kent Sommerfeld, who was celebrated at the Ball Yard on Monday. He threw out the first pitch. 40 years as the Brewers Radio Network engineer.
Packers open the season against the Detroit Lions this week.
Having first game like that it's a great way to get the season going. You know, we all looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a dogfight, and you know that's what we like. We like to be in dogfights.
Not to argue with Packers linebacker Edgerton Cooper, but as a fan, I'd prefer not a dogfight.
Right? It's a blowout every game.
I just want to roll somebody. Pretty excited about the addition of Micah Parsons in that trade with the Cowboys. What's it mean for Packers opponents?
Nightmares for the opposite side of the ball. You know, I feel like Half's going to have a pretty fun time with us, so we're ready to look towards that.
Talking about defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, having a good time with them. Nightmares for the offensive side of the ball. Some concern this week about the nagging back injury to Parsons. Though the Packers have not made a big deal out of it. Parsons did practice on Monday. Packers and Lions at Lambeau Field Sunday, 3:25 kickoff.
We got the reading on the radar gun from Kent Sommerfeld's first pitch, by the way. 41 miles per hour, so he was halfway to a big league changeup.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Back to school means a lot more than just clothes in the pencil pouch. Vince Vitrano for Shopco Optical. Having your kids' vision checked should be part of that annual routine. And at Shopco Optical, one-stop shopping. That's what I love most about it. Bring the kids in for their comprehensive eye exam where the docs will walk, particularly the young ones, through each step of the process and then explain everything as they go to your children and to you, including those recommendations for lenses or contacts. And then great part, you're right there in the store. You're picking out the frames. Second pair and more, always half off. Or you order your contacts at a great sale price. Your children will look great and see clearly with the experts at Shopco Optical. Get started now at shopco.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service. For when you need it, they've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
FEMA workers in Wisconsin. Federal workers are assessing damage from the severe flooding this month.
Erik Bilstad.
Following some breaking news this morning, federal agents have been seen searching the residence of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton.
And traffic with Debbie Loziga.
We've got a crash now, westbound 94.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Checking in with Debbie here at 722.
Okay. Well, we've got some delays southbound on 41 from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound delays are just before Mayfair Road up past North Avenue. Eastbound 94, we're starting to see some delays coming in from Highway 100 all the way through the Stadium interchange. And the westbound side's also backed up from about 25th Street through the Stadium interchange as well. We've got some backups northbound 4394 coming out of the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WDMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Straight to the source. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky with us live. What's up, Niz?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? You have a good Labor Day weekend?
Absolutely. I want to talk about your Labor Day weekend here in a moment. Niz sent me some amazing video. But let's get through the basics here. We got a beautiful start to the first day of school. Sure. Highs in the mid-70s and sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, what an awesome weekend we had. It continues today as many kids head back to school, smooth sailing. It's a struggle that first day, right? Just to get things going.
oh yeah.
But we're doing it, and weather should not be an issue. It's going to be another beautiful, perfect day, ton of sunshine. And then tomorrow looks like actually like late tonight into tomorrow, pretty good chance for some rain. So soak the sunshine up while we have it for today.
We say it all the time, Niz, but for our flooding, starting to get a little dry out there. Like we could use a little bit of rain, yeah?
Yeah. It's there are many days where the last few weeks where, I wanted to post about, it's getting dry. I want to mow the lawn. But, the sensitivity to the people who are obviously dealing with bigger issues because of flooding. But you're right. I mean, there's especially locations that didn't see the flooding rain. Not everybody got, the 10, 12 inches of rain, thankfully. But yeah, no, we could use a pretty good dose of rainfall here across much of the area. Obviously, we don't want to see flooding rains, but a good, half inch or so would be beneficial.
We do need to have some type of really cold moment just to kill all the mosquitoes,
dude,
and then it can come back to normal.
Mosquitoes and bees, the bees have been super aggressive. I posted about this yesterday on social media, and people are like, "Oh, it's September. It always is, this time of year." And I'm like, "Yeah, but my point is like this year it seems to be like worse. Like they're like very aggressive. I've got stung 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and like before that, I ain't been stung for like 10 years. So I don't know. I'm doing the math.
It sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, I think so. It is. I don't know, man.
maybe the deodorant or something. Who knows what's attracting them? But
you never should have taken a baseball bat to that nest. That was ill-advised.
Yeah. No, that's another thing. What a crock. There's some, people will be, oh, bees don't bother you unless you bother them. No. I'm sitting here. I'm just enjoying my sandwich, and they're bothering me. It's pretty funny when people say that. But yeah, you mentioned the cold. It's going to take, obviously, consistent colder temperatures to knock the mosquitoes down and eventually the bees as well. And we've been cooler. It's just not been cool enough to do that.
Talking with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. I hope you're okay sharing a little bit some of the videos and pics that you sent. So Niz has got this boat, right? He's in Port Washington. You took it all the way up the thumb here of Wisconsin and actually entered into the Sturgeon Bay cut?
Yeah, so we took it up all the way up to the Sturgeon Bay Canal, which cuts right through, the finger of Wisconsin. And then we went into Green Bay with it. Right around Sturgeon Bay, there's a place called Little Sturgeon Bay that's on Green Bay, a lot of bays. And Julie had a friend, well, it's our friend now, whose 40th birthday party up there this weekend. So we had plans to just get a hotel and drive, but then when I looked at the forecast, and I'm like, Julie, if there was a time to do this, like there's like really zero chance. Some things would really have to go haywire for us to not have ideal conditions. It looks like 5, 6, 7 straight days of calm winds, sunshine, and we went for it. It was amazing.
I don't know who I'm more impressed with. You for having the confidence to do it, or your wife for allowing this to happen?
Having the confidence in you.
Yes.
She's been impressed. Like, I don't know. there are still times with the boat where, I'm still a little unsure with things, but no, it's been a challenge and it's been something that I really enjoyed. And it was perfect. It was beautiful weather. I mean, literally just like glass for water, and it was perfect. The kids enjoyed it. I don't like the gas bill for such a trip like that. It's extraordinary, but that going into it, you budget it just like a plane flight, and it was really cool, and I was glad to do it. And we're back home safe, which is most important.
Well, have you seen the cost of hotels lately? Right? You probably came out ahead, don't you think?
I did that. And no, unfortunately.
I will say the video Niz sent, he was full out going up the shore.
Yeah, it was so cool. And it was glass out there. When we came back last night, it was as calm as Lake Michigan has been all summer long for us. I mean, literally pure glass. And you can just, and that's what I love. Like, I'm not someone who likes going out there where I'm rocking and rolling. Like, that's not my thing. That's not comfortable for me. So it was really, really cool. And had the yacht rock tunes going.
Nice.
We were good to go.
Well, best of the girls on this first day of school as well. Thanks, Niz.
All right, guys, we'll see you.
News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Markets were closed for the holiday on Monday. The Dow started at 45,545, the NASDAQ at 21,456, and the S&P 500 at 6460. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about the consequences of buying insurance on price alone and the risks that come with that. Tell us what else is important here.
Sure, Vince. Great to be here again. If you really want protection for your business or your personal assets like your home or auto, it's critical you're working with an insurance professional who takes time to explain the details. As we've discussed, the consequences on the downside are severe. Insurance policies have coverage limits and sublimits. You need to understand if those limits are adequate. Insurance policies do not cover every conceivable loss. You need to discuss the exclusions with your agent. Vince, insurance policies are contracts. They can be complex, but they don't have to be. We address these issues every day with our clients.
So what should folks listening take away? What's really important?
Vince, it's important you work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting high-quality coverage and a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And at R&R Insurance, we've been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, you should sit down and talk to us. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Over 20 world leaders meeting in Beijing with President Xi Jinping, promoting the idea that China is a reliable, stable partner. President Trump was not invited to the gathering. The leaders of India, Russia, even North Korea and Iran were. We've just learned that the train carrying Kim Jong-un from North Korea has just arrived in Beijing for the military parade, marking 80 years since the end of World War II. ABC Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell has more.
This parade Wednesday is commemorating the end of China's war against Japan. It's going to showcase the country's military might and sending a strong signal that there is an alternative world order that's now competing with U.S. domination.
The death toll from this week's major earthquake in eastern Afghanistan has now surpassed 1,400, with more than 3,000 people hurt. Congress returns to Washington today after their summer recess. Among the topics they'll be tackling, trying to avert another government shutdown. This is ABC News.
Southbound 41 is going to be slow from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Burleigh. Northbound slowing down just before Mayfair Road all the way up past North Avenue. Southbound 43 also backing up from before Good Hope Road down towards Bender Road. Eastbound 94, watch for backups coming in from before Highway 100 all the way through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side heavy out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny skies in your Storm Team forecast with a high of 76 degrees today. Tonight's low down to 61 with a slight chance of a shower. Right now, Milwaukee's at 57. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee streets overrun by street takeovers over the Labor Day weekend. Police records indicating 15 calls for service between Saturday and Sunday. 3 people arrested, 26 citations issued, 6 cars were towed, according to MPD.
Milwaukee police staffing shortages are making it nearly impossible to control the dangerous street takeovers and other crime events. That, according to the head of the police union, Alex Ayala of the Milwaukee Police Association. He says to WTMJ that they should reach out to the White House and have the National Guard come in. He says his officers are overwhelmed.
It's very overwhelming. I mean, we are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around.
Ayala says limited numbers leave both the public and police at risk.
Search efforts set to resume today on Lake Mendota in Madison for a person who jumped off a pontoon boat over the weekend and did not resurface. Agencies responded to the lake late Monday. WISC-TV in Madison reporting the missing person was not wearing a life jacket. Search Monday called off due to darkness.
A shakeup on vape sales takes effect today. The new law requires store owners to only sell products that fall on the State Department of Revenue list of approved items. They'll face a $1,000 fine otherwise. A total of 215 items are on that list, and any device being sold that is not on the list would be considered illegal.
First day of school today for most students across Wisconsin, but Milwaukee's Riverside High School will not open on day one. They're still cleaning up from a chemical spill from last week. School officials said the building did pass air tests. Several classrooms, however, remain closed. One factor in the spill could be some old science equipment. They're concerned about mercury. The closure not due to flooding damages, and students are expected to be back in class tomorrow.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
News is sponsored by Griffin Ford and Griffin's Hub Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Coming up, a Costco controversy?
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
A suicide on a team is devastating and a real risk for veterans. If you or someone you know is struggling, taking action for mental health is a brave step. Reach out now at reachoutwis.org for local resources available to you and your loved ones.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Said he heard a pop in the elbow. That's not a good sign. An update to a injured Brewers pitcher coming up in sports at 7:45.
Some Costco customers up in arms about this happening today. Costco's new VIP hour for executive members.
Executive members?
Yeah, so executive members can shop an hour early on weekdays and 30 minutes early on Saturdays. And the idea behind it is that you can get ahead of some of those lines. Costco lines can get a bit long at times, and the parking lots can get all busy and all that. So the policy, though, sparking some customer backlash, some saying it alienates those with the cheaper memberships. And this kind of reminds us a little bit of the New York Times mini crossword puzzle situation. So that happened over the weekend, too. So the crossword puzzle, you got to pay for the mini now on the New York Times. And that I love doing the mini, and now I got to pay for it. So you could play this same soundbite we heard there.
I thought we had a good thing going. I had my daily routine.
That's good.
I thought we had a good thing going here.
So Costco people who are upset about this can actually pay more money if they'd like, and then they can enjoy the
You may not know this,
hours.
but so are they open an hour earlier?
Yes.
So they're not taking time away from folks who were used to shopping at this time.
Yes.
I understand that.
VIP hour allows only executive members to shop from 9A to 10A on weekdays and from 9:30A to 10A on Saturdays. Now, for a while there was a grace period there, but now it's going to be strictly enforced.
There's a lot of stuff I get mad about. I can't find the energy to get upset about this. Right?
Well, again, is there really backlash from customers? Yes, I'm sure there's some who are annoyed, but there is a way to fix that.
I thought we had a good thing going. Right? The news is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
I thought we had a good thing going.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. So he said to me, "Boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders." And I said, "You betcha." And he said, "Do you mind if I cherry pick?" And I said, "Feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want." Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Checking in with Debbie here at 20 to 8.
Southbound 43, starting to see some delays coming in just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down to Bender Road. We've got southbound 41 slowing from just south of Good Hope Road down past Capitol. The northbound side there is going to be slowing down just before Mayfair Road. That'll take you all the way up past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, a little pocket of heavy traffic connecting from Highway 16 to 94. Eastbound, and then another slowdown from just before Highway 100 all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. The westbound side's backed up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, mostly sunny, temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. We'll build in some more cloud cover tonight ahead of a strong cold front that drops in from the north. A slight chance of a shower, low of around 61. Cloudy, rain likely for Wednesday, breezy with highs only in the low 70s, and then those temperatures begin falling into Thursday. Partly cloudy, high of only 63. Another chance of showers on Friday with highs in the mid 60s. Sunshine back on Saturday with a high of 65. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 57. Milwaukee's two largest suburbs considering merging their fire and emergency services. The promise is at least maintenance, if not improvement, of services and millions in taxpayer savings.
Happening today.
Today, quote, resident information session will be the first of several public rollouts of this study supporting the merger between Wauwatosa and West Allis. This meeting will be in West Allis. Details on that in a moment. And I should clarify, not Milwaukee's largest suburbs, but the largest suburbs in Milwaukee County.
Yes.
Wauwatosa and West Allis. The backdrop here, Tosa and Dallas between them, more than 100,000 residents. There is no proposal on the table per se, but both communities saying the results of this study suggest, I'll read from the post from the city of Wauwatosa, exploring this merger is the right step. Based on the report, service levels will remain or improve, and it could save each city $7 million over 5 years. Without a merger, both cities would likely face cuts to services and staff.
I mean, right there, that sells the argument, right?
It does if you believe it.
If you believe it, okay.
And based on, that was a social media post on Facebook, I believe Tosa posted that, and there were a billion comments, and many of them were skeptical of the savings and skeptical that their level of service would be maintained. We discussed on the show last week, though, the best example of something like this in Milwaukee County would be the communities of Glendale, Bayside, Brown Deer,
Whitefish
Fox
Bay.
Point, River Hills, Whitefish Bay, and Shorewood. I think I got all 7. They're all combined to make up North Shore Fire Department.
So what would you call it? What would the fire department be called?
Well, that's interesting. All right.
West Allis Fire Department?
West Allis. All right. I'll see that, and I'll raise you. I have nothing else.
I like Westosa.
Westosa?
Yeah, that's not
the
bad.
Well, you don't want it to be confused with Westosha, which is an actual
You're right.
community.
People here would be
very confusing to folks.
Call the fire department. Which one?
If that's the largest problem in getting this through, then they're probably in a good place. Again, the difference being, smaller cities and villages have combined for this, but these are two bigs. Several public meetings to discuss the idea. The first one is tonight in West Allis. That is at City Hall from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. This is not branded as a public hearing. They're just calling it an information session.
They're doing this the right way. Get in front of this early, explain the process, that we're thinking about this, we're looking into it, and then let the citizens weigh in as well.
And they can, citizens can voice their concern and reject it if you want, or lobby your local officials to not go ahead with this.
Or go ahead with it.
Yes.
That's an option too.
West Allis Common Council will discuss tonight. Wauwatosa Common Council will have a presentation on the report next week. Tonight, 4:30 to 6:30 in Dallas. 7:44, Sports Up next.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds. Yes, 40 pounds of Milwaukee weight loss. No crazy workouts, none of the meals, kits, or the shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off now for 6 months. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost 40, as I said, in about 6 months. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Again, that's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
You know what's nice?
Tell me what's nice. Ian.
Having a day off is nice, right?
It is.
A lot of folks
Everybody likes a day off.
A lot of folks enjoyed a Labor Day holiday weekend, 3 days off there. Well, after 19 games in 18 days, the Brewers, finally get a day off today. And they need it. After that game on Monday, Pat Murphy getting thrown out.
He told him, get back in the dugout. And then when he didn't immediately get back in the dugout, Jim Wolf said, okay, then you're gone. And Pat Murphy getting his money's worth right now.
Oh, yeah, he went for it. And then Ricky Weeks kind of get into it. It was a process. That was in the 9th. So after what looked like a check swing, third strike turned into a walk.
Again.
It was the second time it happened. 2 men on, then the next batter, Brandon Marsh.
Uribe's 1-0. Ground ball through the right side and into right field for a base hit. Stubbs around third. On his way home, he's going to score. Here's the throw to third. It is late. And this place is going to be a little testy now here at American Family Field.
Yeah, can't imagine why. That would make it 9-8. The game would end up 10-8, Phillies with the victory. Not only that, it sounds like reliever Shelby Miller is maybe out for a bit. It does not sound good. He hurt himself in the 8th.
He's injured. Okay, he heard something, or he felt something pop in his elbow, and he's injured.
Yeah, not good. So don't know what that prognosis is yet, but probably not good. So the Brewers kind of limp into this off day. They're back at it tomorrow. It'll be Brewers and Phillies at AmFam Field. So the Brewers now have a 5.5 game lead over the Cubs in the NL Central. As far as the magic number goes...
9.
Thank you, Greg.
Sorry to find the wand. It was buried.
That was a dramatic pause, actually.
Yeah,
I thought it was
made
good
you
for
look
effect,
very pregnant
Greg.
pause.
So the magic number at 9 means is that for the clinch the division, or is that just to get in?
That's just to get into the postseason, to play into October.
Okay,
That's what we need.
All right, here we go. Could get that by the end of the week. Oh, and by the way, congratulations to Kent Sommerfeld, who was celebrated and honored first pitch and all that good stuff during the game on Monday. Of course, Kent now 40 years doing Brewers Radio Network engineering for
Producer, engineer Kent Sommerfeld.
Yeah, all those years.
I always loved the days when you could come to the booth and he'd say, "Hello, boys." Then he'd look at Kent and he'd say, "Slime."
Packers working on their first actual work week where games start to count.
Oh, yeah, excited, man. All the hard work, all the long days in the offseason, man. It starts to pay off now because everything counts.
Yeah, it's Packers defensive lineman Rashawn Gary. Excited to see linebacker Micah Parsons just added in that blockbuster trade as well. Parsons did practice on Monday. The Packers not expressing major concern over a lingering back injury. We can't ask Mark Tauscher about that. I mean, probably some strategery involved in terms of what they say and don't say.
Oh, yeah, for sure, right? They're not going to share everything.
3:25 kick against the Lions at Lambeau Field Sunday.
Stay on the line. Kent will be right with you, and keep checking your mailbox.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi for QC Kinetics. I love talking about QC Kinetics because I'm actually a patient, not just a spokesperson. They have helped me deal with my elbow pain. So I had some slight injury, maybe a muscle tear. Tennis elbow is how people typically describe it. I went to QC Kinetics, talked to Dr. Ashley Caravelli, and she said, you know what, we can do this in a different way. No surgery, no pain meds, regenerative treatment. I asked what that means. Cellular treatments. Helps your body heal, restore the damage in my joint, in this case my elbow, helps to heal and restore. And after 3 treatments, got 2 more to go this fall. No surgery, no drugs. It already feels better. The movement is incredible. I can move easy. I don't have the pain I had even opening a door with my left hand. No surgery, no drugs. They can help you answer the problem you're having with your pain. Find out if you're a good candidate for QC Kinetics. Call today, 414-285-3474. Answer your pain issues, 414-285-3474.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it, and they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie's got an update on your morning drive this first day of school, Debbie.
Yeah, we do have some delays out there for sure. Southbound on 43, backing up from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down to Bender Road. Westbound 94, you got backups out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Couple other pockets just on the other side of the county line towards Sunny Slope. The eastbound side of 94 backing up from the Zoo interchange to 35th, and then some delays on the bypass. Well, technically 94 northbound, making your way into the Mitchell interchange all the way up to about Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 894 slowing out of the Mitchell past Loomis as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Perfect day today, mostly sunny, high 76. See some increasing clouds tonight with a slight chance of a shower and a low down to 61. For Wednesday, could get wet here, high of 72. Rain likely under breezy and cloudy conditions. Thursday, partly cloudy, high of just 63 degrees. 64 is the high on Friday with a chance of showers. And then Saturday at this point looking mostly sunny with a high of 65. Milwaukee starting out at 57.
Idea Man.
I couldn't get my head wrapped around that, but all you can say is thank you, Jerry. And from a Packer fan standpoint, it's Christmas.
Innovator.
You just got a great present that you believe when you open it, you're going to win a championship.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
I keep seeing on Twitter, Packer fans, is this a dream? Pinch me. Did this actually happen? It did.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, the one way that dream turns into a nightmare is if there are injury issues with Micah Parsons. He did practice yesterday, but news that he might need an epidural or some sort of pain treatment for that back. Is this a thing that's going to be a problem?
We certainly hope not, and I think for most of us that are paying attention to the NFL on a pretty regular basis, the back injury that we heard about with Micah, I thought was more contract related down in Dallas. So you never really know kind of how that works. Tight back, I can't play, and then I get my money and my back loosens up. Well, according to Schefter's report yesterday, I think for all of us that are becoming middle-aged and above middle-aged, the back is one thing you just don't want to mess with. And from an athlete standpoint, you can deal with an ankle and a knee, you get it done. Backs, once you have a surgery or anything like that, it can be concerning. So obviously, I don't think you can be concerned yet until you see Micah missing some games or maybe, but obviously that news yesterday, I think, put a lot. If you're having to, and again, we don't know this for sure, if you're having to get an epidural, I think the first thing you hear of when you think epidural, you think it's when you're having a baby.
Right.
Like that's kind of what you think about with an epidural.
And we don't.
That is not
baby, just to be clear. Right?
He is not.
He's not. Okay.
I don't. I can't confirm, but I'm pretty doggone confirming that can't. But that is not something you want to be messing with on a regular basis. Just like if you're getting a cortisone shot, if it's in your shoulder, or you're trying to relieve the nerve irritation around it, and you hope that works, and then everything kind of goes back to normal. But you have just made a big play. Micah Parsons needs to be a big-time player for you, and he needs to be healthy in order to do that.
One of the issues that we saw happen with the Dallas situation was they say that Jerry Jones tried to negotiate or was negotiating, depending on who you believe, with Parsons by himself. They call it like hotboxing, where it's like the agent isn't present.
Going around the agent. Right.
I didn't realize.
I feel like hotboxing is something else, isn't it?
Well,
hotboxing.
We can get into that.
I was going to say, that might be in your 9 or 10 o'clock hour.
I don't know what it is. But
All right.
855-616.
There you go.
That idea of like putting pressure on her where it's like more without the agent involved, I'm surprised that's still a thing. Is that still actually happening?
Yeah, I don't know. This scenario just makes no sense on any front. I think Jerry Jones is a different cat. We all know that. I think he has things. He wants to do things in a certain way, and you always want to try and not make things personal. And I know that is a hard thing, especially from the player standpoint, because when you tell someone what you think they're worth, that becomes personal. And so that's why you try and have kind of a separation. And in this case, it seems as if Jerry felt like in a conversation that I don't think Micah probably felt like was a full-on negotiation, more of, hey, parameters, what we're thinking, and then Micah would have his agent finish it up. And when that didn't happen, and then there was no more discussions, because last Friday when we last talked, my question kept coming up like, why on earth would Dallas do this? Like, from Green Bay standpoint, it's like, absolutely. And I think things got personal, and I think there was a lack of trust on both sides, and it got to the point where it was untenable. And when that happens, you either have to just kind of plug your nose and hope that things don't get south, or you try and do the best that you can. And I think Green Bay was a very fortunate benefactor or recipient of that. And now, you heard Rashawn Gary talking yesterday about how this we all as Packer fans looked at this as a dream scenario. And now on the field, the players are looking at it. It's going to be a nightmare for you, Detroit Lions, because of what Micah can do and what it can lead to for everybody else. So I would say it's rare, Eric, that you have a scenario like that play out. And it's also incredibly rare that you would trade a 26-year-old player in the prime of his career to an arch rival. That's how rare that is.
So go ahead, ask him.
Is it because of his back? Does Jerry Jones know what we don't know about his back? And no. Fine, you know what? I don't want to pay you that much because I don't trust your back.
I hope not. So here's what I would say.
That's not what you say.
I can't imagine that the Green Bay Packers and the medical team and the doctors would go through and give 2 first-round picks, Kenny Clark, and hundreds of millions of dollars if they hadn't done their enough research to think we feel really good that Micah Parsons is going to be able to play for 4 or 5 years at the minimum in Green Bay. Now, as we all know, things happen, but I don't think Jerry was sitting here. It's like he's what is it called, the lemon law? I don't think Jerry is sitting there with a car and he's got it and he's like, I'm gonna get rid of this car now for at this. I don't envision that the case because you get to do full diligence as far as what that player's health is before you make that trade, and you have to pass a physical. All these trades are dependent on physicals being passed. Micah passed his physical, so that's why the trade went through.
There, I feel better.
All right, yeah.
I feel much better about that. Thank you, Tausch.
Yeah, you guys are welcome.
7:58.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The city of Port Washington approves a design plan for a 700-acre data center campus. Vantage Data Centers commits to sustainability efforts, including minimizing water usage and emphasizing renewable energy. Recent independent bookstore openings in the area include Well-Read Damsel in Wauwatosa and Thirst on Milwaukee's west side. More independents open nationally as readers show renewed interest in local bookstores. Besides the Molson Coors Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, the next biggest in the state is New Glarus, which makes Spotted Cow, followed by Stevens Point, the home of Point Special. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. We help people solve tough tax and financial problems so they can move forward with clarity and confidence in their business and personal lives. Our why is simple: to make a real difference for people who feel stuck, frustrated, or ignored, and give them the tools they need to succeed. We helped Cheryl clean up 2 years of QuickBooks so the business could see a path to a bright future because they now had good financial information in their hands. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him over $103,000 in penalties and over $152,000 in taxes by knowing the tax law. We have saved many marriages by tax planning with couples so they lower their tax owed on April 15th. Imagine the stress lifted off their shoulders after they talked with us. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, September 2nd, our top story, calling for the National Guard in Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad, fighting price jumps at the drive-thru.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, southbound on 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side backing up just about at Swan Boulevard all the way up towards Capitol. Southbound 43 also seeing delays from just before Good Hope Road down to Bender and then back on the brakes from Capitol Drive down to about Locust. And then Then westbound 94, heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, with the eastbound side slowing down out of the Zoo interchange to about 35th Street. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High of 76 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Slight chance of a shower tonight as our low dips down to 61. Right now at 58, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the head of the Milwaukee Police Association says he is open to the National Guard aiding officers in curbing street takeovers. This after a weekend filled with that illegal activity across Milwaukee.
From 6th and Clybourne downtown to 17th and Walnut on the near west side. Police responding to 15 calls for service related to street takeovers between Saturday and Sunday. MPA President Alexander Ayala tells WTMJ he believes the National Guard could supplement officers amid continued staffing shortages.
I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson last week on 1017 The Truth shot down the idea of the Guard coming to Milwaukee.
No, I'm not interested in that. We have local law enforcement for a reason.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, Chicago's mayor is defiant, saying no to an ice surge and the possibility of the National Guard pushing into the Windy City. ABC's Morgan Norwood.
No troops in Chicago! In Chicago, demonstrators condemning Trump's threat to launch an immigration crackdown in the Windy City as soon as this week.
We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago.
The mayor threatening legal action and signing an order barring Chicago police from helping federal authorities with immigration enforcement.
At least 7 people were shot and killed across Chicago over the Labor Day holiday weekend.
Members of Congress back in Washington today and facing fresh protests. ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Protesters taking to the streets on Labor Day from Auburn, Maine to Newport, Tennessee, St. Joseph, Michigan to Ventura, California, railing against President Trump and other billionaires who they claim are taking power away from the working class.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Ice agents have got to go!
In the nation's capital, protesters angry over Trump's takeover of law enforcement in D.C., announcing a week of demonstrations on Capitol Hill this week as lawmakers return from summer recess.
School is back in session for students across Wisconsin today, but Milwaukee's Riverside High School not open for the first day.
The closure is due to a cleanup from a chemical spill that took place last week. School officials say that while the building passed air tests, several classrooms remained closed. They say one factor in the spill might have been old science equipment containing mercury. The closure is not due to flooding damages. Students will be back in class on Wednesday. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
New move by McDonald's to win back customers turned off by high prices. ABC's Elizabeth Schultz.
The fast food chain is now announcing the return of 8 extra value meals on its menus nationwide starting next week. So, for example, sausage egg McMuffin meal with hash browns and a small coffee, just $5, or a Big Mac meal, which comes with medium fries and medium drink, that would be $8.
Taco Bell says it's bringing back 5 items from the early 2000s starting next week, all for $3 or less.
One business owner in the Northeast is letting his customers know why he's had to raise prices.
Kevin Clayton, the owner of a store called Village Wine and Coffee in Shelburne, Vermont, is facing higher costs because of tariffs. Saying it's not political, he's letting his customers know why he has raised prices by putting a 10%, quote, Trump tariff onto bills.
When you go to buy something at a store, no one knows who you are, no one knows what party you are, but the owner of the store had to pay the tax, and they can't afford to, eat it. They have to pass it on.
Clayton is listing his so-called Trump tariff on customer receipts. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Coming up, a hat gaffe at the U.S. Open. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:05.
Academic Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255-368.
Don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval. Get the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as better than the rest. The rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet. Get yours by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
From family barbecue to quiet mornings, a new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, Go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
Shark attack in the Florida Keys sent a boy to the hospital with a severe leg injury. ABC's Victor Oquendo in the Florida Keys.
I've seen a significant amount of blood loss.
According to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, the 8-year-old child was reportedly snorkeling when he was bitten by a shark on Monday.
The injury is significant. He's been applied 2 tourniquets.
The young boy then airlifted to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami.
Authorities reporting that the boy did have surgery for a bite above the knee.
Kraft Heinz is announcing it is splitting into 2 companies.
One will focus on Heinz Ketchup, Philadelphia Cream Cheese, and Kraft Mac and Cheese. The other will include Oscar Mayer, Kraft Cheese Singles, and Lunchables. Both companies will be publicly listed. The split reverses much of the 2015 merger of Kraft and Heinz. Since that deal closed 10 years ago, shares of the company have fallen 60%. Like other food industry giants, Kraft Heinz has been struggling as people choose healthier and more affordable options. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Figured this would resurface, maybe across your social media feed. A businessman apologizing now. It says he's made good after a viral moment at the U.S. Open.
The viral video prompted outrage, as told here on CBS TV affiliate WLTX.
He snatched a signed hat that was meant for that child.
The man who snatched the player's hat from the child's grasp was a Polish business CEO who later wrote on social media that he made a huge mistake. He thought the player meant the hat for his 2 sons who had just gotten autographs. He says he turned the cap over to the boy and apologized to his family, calling it a painful lesson in humility. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Now, can I ask you something?
Yeah, I wonder if you're thinking what I'm thinking based on that.
How did he think the hat was for his boys since the tennis player gave it to the other kid?
Right.
The other kid is holding it in his hand when he yanks it out of his hand and gives it to his kid.
And how has it taught you humility if it were, as you suggest, an innocent mistake? Like, a mistake is a mistake. Oh, I didn't even see the kid. I grabbed it, that's one thing. If you did it, reconsidered, and I give him credit for that. Like, you reconsidered that was a bad look and a bad thing to do, so you did the right thing ultimately.
He also got caught. He was getting shamed online for it.
Right. So, like, which is it? It's...
Can both things be true?
In this case, they can. You either had an honest mistake or you did something stupid and you felt bad about it. And as he said, you got caught and you made it right. 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
I know that 1 in 10 veterans struggle daily with mental health issues. Suicide is a real risk. If you or someone you love is struggling today, you are not alone. Support is at reachoutwis.org to find local resources available for you and your loved ones. Reach out today.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, talking about that nagging joint pain. You know the one I mean. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Other times it's just an old injury that just never healed right. You don't even remember when it happened. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops now with QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics can flip the script. It uses regenerative medicine that can help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Doesn't cover it up, doesn't cut it out. It actually helps heal and restore. And the results? Long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, you're planning it around the life you want to live. You're walking the dog without stopping. You're playing ball with your kid until they get tired, not until your knee tells you you're done. QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Call 414-285-3474 for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
11 minutes after 8, we'll get an update on the drive, including, Debbie, we got that major closure you told us about last week. That's in the Hale interchange. So for a while, we're going to be without that ramp if you're headed out toward like New Berlin or Mukwonago.
Right, on the Rock Freeway, right. Yeah, we're talking 45 days is how long it's going to be closed.
That's a minute.
That's what they've got planned. And then on Thursday, the other direction starts its 45-day process. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to be heading through those areas. Southbound on 41, we got backups from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive, the northbound side heavy from about Swan Boulevard all the way up towards Hampton. We've got southbound 43 with some heavy traffic from Good Hope Road or right past Good Hope Road. You're back on the brakes from about Hampton down to about Burleigh. Just heads up, though, we do have some, with that Silver Spring on-ramp to 43 southbound closed. Right now, it's still kind of a nasty ride trying to get onto the freeway that way. And folks are trying to use Hampton's ramp there, too, and stuff. So it's a little bit on the confusing side. Might want to just head over to Capitol Drive. Just use that to get onto the freeway. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. Perfect for the start of school today. Mostly sunny skies, high 76 degrees. Low down to 61 tonight. Tonight we bring in a slight chance of a shower. And then Wednesday, cloudy, rain likely, and breezy as well with a high of 72. Milwaukee right now at 58.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
In addition to hoping you had a great Labor Day, the other cool thing about having a short week is it's already Tuesday.
That's a plus, right?
So yeah, you're still getting the benefit of the holiday weekend today and through the week. Greg Pancake Hill producing the program. Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano here with you, with Debbie on the cars up till 10 o'clock. Welcome to downtown Milwaukee on the holiday weekend. Video posted all over social media, multiple so-called street takeovers as the conversation continues to heat up over potentially calling in the National Guard. Not just Chicago, not just Baltimore, not just D.C., but perhaps to Milwaukee. And at least one prominent law enforcement voice says he wants the help.
Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
Voice of President of the Milwaukee Police Association, the union that represents the MPD officers. That's Alex Ayala here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News in an interview with our Libby Collins. We'll have a little bit more on that end of things here in a moment. But first, sort of backfilling what you saw in those videos that just kind of flooded your social media feed. If you're paying any attention, right? Probably one of those ended up in there.
It's hard not to let that catch your eye and watch it. I mean, it's got everything. It's got fireworks. It's got fire.
Yes. Lots of people. And here, I will offer this disclaimer. It is impossible to independently verify the authenticity of some of these things. So some of what you're seeing, who knows? Might be from somewhere else, might be from some other day or a time, or I guess we also have to be conscious even of AI creating things that aren't real. So anything that we see in our social media, we ought to view with a skeptical eye. That said, the audio that I was playing for you from there is from his Facebook post that looks legit. Look, I mean, the skyscrapers and the intersection are very clear, water in Wisconsin. It shows this car burning out. It's just doing loops, right? Yep. People are hanging out of the vehicle. Huge crowds are gathered there at the spot. Police come in to try and break things up. Other posts, and there were multiple, showed an intersection near downtown that was, yes, on fire with another vehicle turning around in there. Still others with fireworks blasting off into the air.
Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get run over. Somebody's going to, air out their beef, their problems there, and then that's where the guns come out, and then you're going to have a shooting and a homicide.
So again, that's the union president for MPD officers, Alex Ayala, saying these things are not harmless fun. They're the front end of what can be much worse. And in defense of that statement further, without regard for what you think about the National Guard, and we'll get into that a little bit more, man, if you have a business there, you don't want that out in front of your business.
No, and you can see some businesses in the background.
Yeah.
You can see lights and all that.
If you make your livelihood in some of these, and it's not all downtown, in some of these neighborhoods where this is what's going on, instead of people coming in to patronize your place, or even after hours, you worry about damage. Like, it's not nothing for those who suggest a heavy-handed approach. Just leave it be. It'll take care of itself or whatever. It's not that simple for folks who are deeply invested in those areas. And then to Ayala's point, that can lead to other things. On top of that, he says it's drawing police resources away from neighborhoods.
One officer, two officers are not going to be able to control a crowd of like 200-300 with cars doing reckless driving. I mean, that's insane.
Milwaukee police report more than a dozen calls for these street takeovers, 3 arrests, 6 cars towed, multiple other citations issued. That sounds like not a lot, given the number
what the
of
video
videos.
looks like, yeah.
Yeah, but back to Ayala's point, you call in a couple of squads, that's 2-4 officers and 100 people. And some of them, are they technically doing anything illegal if you're just standing around watching? I don't know, like if you're in the street maybe versus on the sidewalk, all of that. But that's not a job for 2 to 4 officers. Ayala and the union, not totally unrelated, they are in a years-long battle over a new contract for MPD. On WTMJ this weekend, Ayala said he plans to personally reach out to the White House in support of help from the National Guard.
Until we get our staffing numbers right, I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it. Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson already on record saying no thank you. Not interested in having that.
So what would the National Guard do say they were in town this weekend? Their presence in whatever neighborhood they would happen to be in would prevent this? Is that the thought? And I'm being a little skeptical. I'm questioning, like, what would they do? I mean, they wouldn't be out there pulling guys out of their cars and arresting them, right?
Well, I think that's an important point, that if we were to get to that step, and we're a long way from it,
right?
But if we were to get to that step, I've said from the get-go, if you're going to call the Guard in here, Chicago, wherever, it's fair of the men and women of our military to make sure that they know exactly what their rules of engagement are, exactly what their limits are, what is expected of them. Worst case scenario is you have a situation that might be life-threatening to some Guard member. Somebody pulls a gun in one of these things, then what are you asking the National Guard to do? Shoot? Protect themselves? They have a right to protect themselves, but you can see that being a mess.
Right.
So you want to avoid that. I think that's a really important, even if you support this, logistical hurdle that you'd have to get past. But I think to the question that you asked, though, I think what you could do is deploy the Guard in downtown to handle blocking off streets, closing things down with more than just barricades.
Yeah.
Could they bring in, the cement blocks that you can move back and forth, or other things, so that you're not tasking the rank and file of MPD in these very busy hours to do that kind of stuff.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
But then what else, though? Again, they find themselves in that situation.
And how do you, who's paying for it? Like, if they were to come in, where does that money come from? Are they being housed here? Are they driving back home?
Right. If you're local, and so many of our Guard men and women are, live in our communities,
and
that's
then are
part
they
of
not doing their other job? I mean, most have full-time jobs, right? Or at least some kind of other occupation.
So all those questions would be answered if we get closer to that. In terms of this ongoing beef between the Milwaukee Police Association and the mayor and City Hall, they are actually planning, the MPA is planning a protest on Friday. They want the city to get this new contract done.
Listen, we cannot strike. That is against state law, but everybody else gets to strike. We don't want to do a blue flu, obviously, but we want to exercise our right to be heard. And we're going to bring this right to City Hall, right where the mayor is, so he can hear us.
Blue flu, if you hadn't heard that term before, basically, as Ayala suggests, it's illegal for police to strike, but you have a day where everybody calls in sick today, and everybody knows what's going on, but it's not actually explicitly stated. He said they don't, and to be clear, they don't want to do that. He's not proposing that. So they're going to have this protest. He also clarified that that's not with MPD in uniform on duty officers. These would be folks who are not on duty at the time. And they're inviting people who might support the police in this effort to come down as well and to be a part of that demonstration. That's going to be on Friday. The nuts and bolts of it I won't get too much into here. What they basically want is they want better pay and they want more cops.
We are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around. And again, and this is not even a pitch for our contract, but I don't understand where the mayor does not see that where you keep our wages low, it means no more officers are coming through the door.
So that protest coming up on Friday. In the meantime, Ayala, president of the Milwaukee Police Association, saying he welcomes help from the National Guard, that the street takeovers are a perfect example of how the Guard could be helpful in the city. Debbie, what's happening on the morning drive?
Well, we've got some backups for sure. Southbound on 43, coming in from just south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Burleigh. Westbound 94, a heavy ride from about 30th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again west of Highway 100 to the county line. Eastbound's backed up from the zoo, pretty much solid all the way to 35th Street. Southbound 41 is going to be slow from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive, with the northbound side slowing down right about at Watertown Plank Road, and that'll stretch all the way up past Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like all pairs of Skechers, buy one, get one half price. $10 off men's Northside waterproof hiking boots. And all men's and women's Carhartt non-denim work pants, 20% off. Plus, we offer Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer goes with Pella, one of the most important things is honoring that trust and commitment. So a lot of folks might have apprehension about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. The vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. That was certainly our experience sitting at the kitchen table, talking with the Pella team about what it is that we wanted to address, what we wanted things to look like, how we wanted our products to function. And when you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and for your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team, they take so much pride in building these quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Here's the deal. Order by the end of this month, 0% interest on your financing for up to 5 years. Schedule your first appointment right there in your home. Stop out at the showroom in Brookfield or get started by visiting PellaWI.com today.
Since 1946, Ansay & Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses throughout Wisconsin. Customer satisfaction is our first and foremost priority. As one of Wisconsin's top 10 insurance agencies, and among the top 5% of agents nationwide, Ansay & Associates can provide all of your insurance needs, from business, commercial, to employee benefits. Ansay & Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Does your home's landscaping feel a little dated? Maybe the shrubs are overgrown or the flower beds have lost their spark. You don't need to start from scratch to make a huge impact. Landworks Wisconsin can breathe new life into your property with a professional garden renovation. The designers will work with you to refresh your plantings, redefine your garden beds, and restore your home's curb appeal. And while they're upgrading, maybe think about permanent holiday lighting. Give your garden the makeover it deserves. Visit the teams I trust at landworkswisconsin.com.
Make your next family trip one for the history books at Old World, Wisconsin. Set against the natural beauty of the Kettle Moraine State Forest, you'll enter a one-of-a-kind place where the modern world fades away. Explore authentically restored homes, farms, stores, and workshops representing more than a century of Wisconsin history. Meet heritage farm animals, visit a one-room schoolhouse, lend a hand in the blacksmith shop, ride a high-wheel bicycle, and so much more. Travel through time and the stories of America's heartland. Get your tickets at oldworldwisconsin.wisconsinhistory.org.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie. Southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accident just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Eight 26 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Want to let you know we are going to be giving away, right after Brewers 360?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got manager Pat Murphy joining us for Brewers 360 coming up at about about 20 to 9, quarter to or so. And after that, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to a ball game next week. Pair of tickets to go see your Milwaukee Brewers. These games are selling out. So not that a couple of freebies to the ball game aren't a good thing anytime. Right now, like it's a tough ticket to get. So we will let you know all the particulars, but you're going to want to stick with us through the 9 o'clock hours. We'll be giving away that pair of Brewers tickets in our next half hour.
Hey, by the way,
happening today.
A couple of things happening later today as it pertains to the White House. President Trump's would-be assassination attempt person, Ryan Ruth, he's charged with trying to kill the then President Trump on his golf course last year. He'll be in court for a hearing today. So authorities say a Secret Service agent prevented Ruth, who'd apparently been camping outside on the course for 12 hours, from shooting the president, at the time, the candidate, before any shots were fired.
He's going to be representing himself. A judge is fully aware that, in fact, if Ruth gets the opportunity, he will turn this trial into a circus where he weighs his character against that of President Trump.
And as Loyola law professor and former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson there saying that, he wants to represent himself. So where have we heard that before? So hopefully that doesn't get too out of control. Ryan Ruth in court for a hearing today. Also, the White House is announcing that President Trump will make an announcement today. 1 p.m. Central Time is the expected time frame from there.
Why don't you just tell me what the announcement is about?
And
we don't know.
Yeah, this happens from time to time. They like to do this at the White House. Hey, he's going to make an announcement on something. What's interesting about this is that I haven't seen a lot from the president lately. In fact, there's all these rumors about his health popping up because he hasn't been seen on camera and doing anything the last several days. He posted a picture of himself from last week golfing with John Gruden, and that made it even more interesting and curious for everybody to find out what's going on with the president, if he's got real health issues or not. But anyway, the White House says he will make an announcement on something at 1 p.m. today.
You know, so often when you don't know what it is, those things disappoint. It's not traditionally the path of this White House.
Sure, right.
Coming up on 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Networks, streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. But where did the concept originate? We may be biased, but we think these big wigs found their inspiration for plus at Hasseless Mattress. Hasseless showrooms are employee-free. Give your mattress a try with no pushy sales guy. Plus, our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Plus, unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, free haul away and disposal of your old mattress. Plus, 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit. Plus, a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Plus, a ruggedly handsome spokesman with a smooth radio voice. Get all this, plus a whole lot more when you shop at Hasseless Mattress. Or maybe we should change our name to Hasseless Plus. Nah. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasseless.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Next December 2026, my wife Michelle and I are taking a Christmas trip that's been on our bucket list for more than a decade. Won't you come with us? Christmas on the Danube with Colette Tours. Beautiful river cruise to the most famous Christmas markets in Europe. December 2026 and a 2-night pre-trip extension to Prague. 6 nights on the beautiful MS Amadeus riverboat. 68 cabins, each with a great view. Stunning deck cafe, panorama bar. We'll be in Vienna. The medieval castle and hillside towns of the Wachau Valley, a 200-year-old fairy tale town of Passau, Germany. John at WTMJ.com, JOHN at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the beautiful information, including pricing. Or join me at the WTMJ studios, where you can meet me and the folks from Colette on September 23rd at 6:30 downtown our studio, but you need to RSVP.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
John at WTMJ.com. Send me an email. I send you the info.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Multiple world leaders meeting in Beijing, where Chinese President Xi Jinping is trying to show a unified front with the leaders of Russia, India, even North Korea and Iran. Tomorrow, there is a highly anticipated military parade marking the anniversary of the end of World War II.
This parade Wednesday is commemorating the end of China's war against Japan. It's going to showcase the country's military might and sending a strong signal that there is an alternative world order that's now competing with U.S. domination.
ABC's Ian Panel. Kraft Heinz has announced it is splitting into different companies. One of them will offer shelf-stable meals like Kraft macaroni and cheese. The other will include more ready-to-eat brands like Kraft Singles and Lunchables. Anna Wintour naming Chloe Mahl as her successor as head of editorial content at Vogue. She will remain chief content officer for parent company Condé Nast. Mahl is the daughter of actor Candice Bergen and the late French director Louis Mahl. This is ABC News.
Got some delays along southbound 41 from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound is slowing down before Mayfair Road up past Capitol. Southbound on 43, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way past Bender Road, back on the brakes from just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Eastbound 94, got your backups out of the Zoo interchange to about 35th Street, and northbound 4394, backing up out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up to about Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, a high of 76 degrees today under mostly sunny skies with increasing clouds tonight and a slight chance of a shower. Tonight's low down to 61. Right now, Milwaukee at 62. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee streets overrun by so-called street takeovers Labor Day weekend. Police records indicating 15 calls for service for those types of incidents between Saturday and Sunday. 3 people arrested, 26 citations issued, 6 cars towed, according to MPD.
Milwaukee saw more than a dozen street takeovers this past weekend, with hundreds of people and vehicles creating dangerous conditions.
I mean, if you saw the videos, I saw a video where they must have had thrown gasoline on the middle of the street. They were like doing all these donuts and these circles in the middle of the street full of fire.
Alex Ayala, president of the Milwaukee Police Association, says officers need additional support to manage these situations safely.
That would clearly be a perfect example of having the National Guard come and help us until we get our staffing numbers right. I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it.
Ayala is urging action, saying limited staffing makes it impossible to safely control reckless events. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police asking for help. They're trying to find a vehicle that was involved in a deadly hit and run. The 48-year-old victim pronounced dead at the hospital. Looking for a 2008 GMC pickup with Iowa plates, possible damage to the hood. The truck struck a pedestrian 35th and Greenfield on Sunday, last seen near National Avenue.
Search efforts resumed today on Lake Mendota and Madison for a person who jumped off a pontoon boat over the Labor Day holiday weekend. Those first responders responding to that late Monday. Our partners at WIC-TV in Madison report the missing person was not wearing a life jacket.
Shake-up on vape sales taking effect across Wisconsin today. There's a new law that will require store owners to only sell products that are on the Wisconsin Department of Revenue list of approved items. Now, a total of 216 items are on the list. Any device being sold that is not on the list would be considered illegal. A judge is ruling on a lawsuit aiming to stop this measure. Could come this week.
First day of school for many across Wisconsin now that we're into September, and some Milwaukee area technical college students still struggling after the flooding in August. One campus nonprofit's working to keep them on track as the new school year begins. Bria Burris, director of Fast Fund, tells WTMJ how the nonprofit provides emergency help for students.
Just in the month of August alone, the Fast Fund spent $30,000 helping students recover from the floods and, help them stay in school. So it was essentials that they've lost, food cards, gas cards, you name it.
The nonprofit's also partnering with Sherman Park Grocery to expand food access for students and their families.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Something going big on Wall Street here as we turn over to 835. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down more than 500 points at 44,975. S&P 500 is at 6375. That is down 86 points. And the NASDAQ down more than 1.5%, off some 350 points to 21,102. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:35.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at accunet.com.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
You may have noticed, if you're a big fan of the New York Times game section, so like Wordle, connections.
Erik is, by the way.
Yes, yeah, that killed me. I have to admit, I did.
Well, there are enough free games on your phone.
I did curse to myself when this happened over the weekend.
The mini crossword is no longer free. The paper put a paywall up on it, and players are expressing their disappointment on TikTok.
I thought we had a good thing going. You know, I had my daily routine, and you're going to paywall the mini crossword? I'm actually in such a rage over this.
That's stupid. I don't like that very much.
In a statement, the Times said their decision to make people pay for the puzzle is part of a broader effort to monetize its games. They say other popular ones are still free, including Wordle, Connection, Strands, and Sudoku. For now, Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
For now. So, yeah, it was a frustrating sigh, but fully admit New York Times can do whatever it wants. If it wants to charge you to use its site and use its services, it's allowed to do that.
Aren't there other, can't you just Google free crossword puzzle?
Sure. It's not the same. But yes, you're right. I'm sure we could all find a different one. It'll be a bigger deal if they ever do Wordle.
Wordle, Nerdles.
Yeah, that would impact a lot of people. I do that every day, do the Wordle.
Okay, well, I think everybody's going to make it through. I don't know.
Well, clearly not if you heard what some of the people said in that report.
I thought we had a good thing going. You know, I had my daily routine.
I love that because it does. And I don't mean to make fun of her because we all have these thoughts. You know, I thought we had a good thing going. I was getting this for free. I got to do what I wanted. Other people worked.
But they didn't even warn us. They didn't even say, hey, by the way, starting September 1, you're going to have to pay for the mini.
They want to leave time for the outrage. So they just tore the Band-Aid off.
It's basically like it's like a smaller version of their daily New York Times crossword, which you do have to pay for. This is like a smaller version of it. Okay. And you try to do it within a minute. Sometimes you can see how fast you are at it and feel good about yourself.
They got those little books. Can't I get you a little book? I
have a book, yes.
I never pegged you as a crossword guy. Nothing wrong with it, just like...
Well, not anymore.
I guess not. You had a good thing going. 8:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Brewers manager Pat Murphy joins us for Brewers 360 next. And we're going to give away a pair of tickets to next week's games. One of them next week. We'll give you the particulars coming up. But keep listening here. We've got a pair of tickets to give away for your Milwaukee Brewers. Debbie Lazaga, ineligible to win.
I am, unfortunately. So there
We'll
we
get you. You need to go to a game, we'll get you.
Okay. All right. Southbound on 43, backing up from just before Good Hope Road down to about Bender Road. And then you're back on the brakes from Silver Spring down to about Burleigh. On southbound 40, by the way, northbound 43 has been great. So yay. Southbound 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow from Watertown Plank Road up to Hampton. Eastbound 94, we've got some backups from 92nd Street through the Stadium Interchange. Westbound's all clear at the moment. And then we do have delays heading through the Mitchell Interchange northbound all the way around the Plainfield Curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
As a fellow military veteran, I relied on my team to get through very difficult missions. We had each other's back and supported our teammates through thick and thin. If you find yourself struggling to make it another day or know someone who is, reach out. Support is at reachoutwis.org.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Now, a lot of folks start, you got that nagging injury or something, or maybe it's a sports injury to one of your young athletes in the house. For me, it's been something that's bothered me for a while, and then I had an issue with the knee. Really great experience going to see my doc, Dr. Holub there at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Here's my favorite part, outside of the fact that he didn't find any structural damage to the knee, which was a good thing to learn. But on top of that, we're closing up the appointment, and Doc says, look, if you would feel better about it, you can go get some imaging done. You can get an MRI, and I'll have a look at that. He goes, I don't feel like I need to see anything there. I feel like you're in good shape, and that's going to end up costing you a lot more money. So what I love about OAW is they're not trying to nickel and dime you. They're not trying to order a bunch of tests that you don't need. These are the experts in orthopedic care. They're going to get you back in the game as quickly and safely as possible, and they're not going to ring up the tab on you. Ortho ASAP, there is a difference. Get started now at orthowisconsin.com.
It's one of the hottest topics when it comes to finance and your money. The One Big Beautiful Bill. If you haven't read it, we don't blame you. It's 900 pages with 400 just for tax provisions. Not exactly light reading. You know who has read it? Annex Wealth Management. That's where Instant Insight webinars come in. They're designed to provide clarity for today's hot topics. Get up to speed fast. Check out the full Instant Insight schedule at annexwealth.com/events. Unbiased advice from a fee-only fiduciary. Find out more at annexwealth.com.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-grain, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Manager of our Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Murphy.
I was at the game Friday night, Murph, and it was the first time I had seen the walkout for McGill, where you bring your phone out and the things flash and all that. So you'd hate to have to redo that. That's really well put together.
Yeah, I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't.
No, they turn the lights out and they play the crazy music and everybody brings their phones out and the lights flash, no?
Yeah, I guess. I'm focused on other stuff there, but I guess you guys
Murph,
are
the
having
lights
fun.
are
I'm glad
out.
you're having fun.
You have to have noticed.
This is Brewers 360.
Worth it, the length of that open. Brewers and Philadelphia Phillies will go again tomorrow with a 6:40 first pitch at American Family Field. Joined now on Brewers 360 by the manager of your Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Murphy. Morning, Murph.
Morning, guys.
Murph, I know it's sort of been a tired question. We've been asking you about it for weeks, but the day off is here, and it certainly feels like, if for nothing else, guys can get some laundry done or get reacquainted with their families here. A really long stretch.
Yeah, it was a long stretch, 19 games in 18 days, and the guys handled it well. We've been facing adversity all year long. People have doubted this team all year long, but here we are. And we've had some up and down, but who would have thunk the Brewers have the best record in baseball on September 2nd?
Well, in terms of how things went, we'll get to yesterday's game, but want to talk about the Toronto series first. I mean, up there at what I guess used to be Sky Dome, I don't know, but the place was totally rocking. They're in a situation like we are over in the AL where their team's out in front, and that was a huge series. And for us to come out of the gate and take the first two, really big deal.
It's a great environment. It's the Rogers Center, and those people. I mean, they came out in droves and really supported their team. They've got a great team, a lot of superstars, and it was great. It was a great environment for our guys to be in. So many young guys playing in the big leagues for the first time. It was really a great environment for them to be in.
So it looked like you got kind of the quick throw out in the ninth inning. It seemed like it was a little fast. Was it just you said something and he wasn't going to take it, so he tossed you?
No, I think it was more about, I guess I stepped out of the dugout. I usually stand down in the dugout, and I stepped out front and raised my arms like, what is that? I mean, I thought it was an obvious call, and, you can't do that.
Will that end up being something you think? I know there's always testing for different automated ABS stuff and automated balls and strikes. Would the check swing also be put into that someday? I mean, that's a hard thing for an umpire to be able to see, isn't it?
Yeah, from their view, it's hard, and they've got those type of hard calls. And I think that'll be something somehow. If we're going to do the ABS, you can do the challenge system on that too.
So do you see them like after the game, like in the elevator with those guys, or when you walk out to the parking lot? Like, I mean, it's not like you don't know those umpires.
No, I stay pretty late, so I don't usually run into them. And if I did, I wouldn't bring it up at that time. That's not professional. You just.
Murph,
just let it go.
Yeah,
nothing you can do.
Can you help us through like what on the check swing? And it is interesting. Like I suppose maybe it's a sliding scale for different umpires, but like what entails or what is a guy going around? I mean, in both of those that were, at least if you're a Brewers fan, didn't look like they should have gone our way. I mean, guys all the way out across the plate. I mean, maybe his wrist didn't break, but man, if you can go all the way across the plate and that's not a strike, I don't know what is.
Well, if you read the rule book and you read up on it, I mean, there's ways to interpret it, and it's just a tough job for the umpires, and we get emotional and that type of thing. But there's the interpretation. There's no definitive way to describe it. It's all how you interpret it, and it says intent to swing, and it's complicated. And just let's say that it's something that is argued all the time. I mean, there's all sorts of situations like this. So.
Concerning news about Shelby Miller, your reliever in the eighth inning there, I believe you said after the game that he heard a pop or felt a pop. Obviously, don't know what's going on yet with him, but that can't be good.
No, and he's had a history. We don't know for sure. We're hoping for the best, but that would be a big blow. He's come in and been a nice little pickup for us.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest here on Brewers 360. Murph, moving forward, the bullpen, no question, has been asked to do a lot of heavy lifting. If typically, and Mizorowski, I know, is on a pitch count of sorts or an inning count, or you're watching how you use him closely, but if you have a number of starters that sometimes can't much give you more than 5, that you're going to, even down the stretch here, be asking more of that bullpen. How do you manage that down the stretch here?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it all year. I mean, that's something that we've dealt with the whole entire year, and the front office has done a great job of providing enough depth and enough people for us to get through it. The problem is now we've got some guys down. You got DL Hall down. You got Henderson down. Shelby Miller's down. Anderson's down. McGill's down. So you've got 5 guys. Gasser's not back yet. You've got 5 guys that have went down, and that's concerning. That's a lot, and we had that early in the season, so we'll have to recreate it somehow. That's what this team's been about. They've got it done, and it doesn't look like it should happen on paper, It doesn't look like we should be in first. There's nothing that says we should be first or second, and there's nothing on paper that says we should be in the position we're in. So we haven't went by that. We've kind of risen above that and responded each time. So hopefully that keeps happening. But we're beat up in the bullpen for sure.
Were you able to watch any of the Notre Dame game over the weekend?
No. I pull for them, obviously, and but I wasn't able to catch it.
Well,
I get enough recaps from my family.
Right. Well, you're back at it tomorrow at AmFam Field. It's Dog Day tomorrow, so get ready to hear some yapping in the crowd.
Awesome.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, our guest on Brewers 360, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. You want to give away some tickets?
Yes. So we got to
Let's send some folks to the ball game.
We got to give away 4 tickets. This is to September 17th's game. So check your calendar. September 17th. So 4 tickets. We'll do caller number 17 for the September 17th Brewers game right here. 855-616-1620 on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line.
Come on and cheer a superstar.
And one more time before 9 o'clock. Debbie.
All right. We've got an issue in Kenosha County, just north of the state line on northbound 94. We've got the right lane blocked with a vehicle fire. Emergency crews are on the scene, so that's going to be tied up just in that local area. Beyond that, we've got a little bit of a backup heading through the Mitchell Interchange, heading up towards Oklahoma Avenue. Eastbound 94's got some backups from the zoo all the way through to about 35th. And then southbound 41 got your backups from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow just before Mayfair Road up to Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow in loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation.
We get it. You're on the go, and life gets in the way. Stay up to date on all things WTMJ with podcasts of every show. Available on WTMJ.com. And don't forget you can stream WTMJ online and watch your favorite WTMJ shows on YouTube. Every show, when you want it, no matter where you are. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
8:55 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program, reports our Brewers ticket winner. It's her birthday on the 17th.
Oh, very nice.
So
happy birthday.
You're welcome. Definitely past the threshold of when we can talk about it. The Powerball.
Okay. All right.
And if your days are a little mixed up, today is Tuesday, right? So the Powerball drawing is Saturday, right?
Yes.
Saturday, Monday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So we had one last night and nobody hit the jackpot. So now jackpot estimated to be $1.3 billion.
When we have these billion-dollar jackpots, when you have more people that play infrequently, a lot of times they'll just ask for that quick pick. So about 90% of all the plays will be a quick pick.
Yeah, that's Matt Strawn. He's the CEO of the Iowa Lottery. So one of the states like Wisconsin, they are partners in this. Powerball does its own thing. Wisconsin has its own games. Iowa has its own games, but they're kind of all in the system, so to speak. He's talking about the quick pick. Like, I was in line behind some folks who were doing their own numbers.
Really?
You know,
okay,
like, right,
so they do birthdays.
Get the pencil and filling in the, yes, right. Or I always play these numbers. Probably if you wanted to play the 1 in 295 million odds, it is probably better statistically to play the same numbers or not. I guess it does.
Come on, I have no idea.
What does it matter?
This usually go up there. It's like once in a blue moon. It's usually something like this where it's like, all right, I'll go in. Just got gas. Go run inside there and get a couple of tickets.
I guess. Let me reverse what I just said. There's probably no statistical advantage to you playing the same numbers because it's just like a coin flip. No matter how many times heads came up in a row, the previous, when you're set to flip the coin, it's still 50-50 every time.
Correct.
So whether you play 3 and 17 and 22 and 54 or whatever, this time or that time, I guess you're the same odds.
And no matter what.
Backhand.
Wait, no matter what.
You're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick related injury or become the president of the United States.
So good luck to you. $1.3 billion in tomorrow night's drawing. 8:57, Wisconsin's Morning News. Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
The city of Port Washington approves a design plan for a 700-acre data center campus. Vantage Data Centers commits to sustainability efforts, including minimizing water usage and emphasizing renewable energy. Recent independent bookstore openings in the area include Well-Read Damsel in Wauwatosa and Thirst on Milwaukee's west side. More independents open nationally as readers show renewed interest in local bookstores. Besides the Molson Coors Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, the next biggest in the state is New Glarus, which makes Spotted Cow, followed by Stevens Point, the home of Point Special. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. October 28th through November 2nd at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Tickets at marcuscenter.org.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top-notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Marketing.
We see you out there making the most of every moment, one big bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like all men's, women's, and kids' Skechers, buy one, get one half price. Half off a 60-volt DeWalt chainsaw while supplies last. And Rewards members can buy 3 tires, get one free, plus an extra $20 instant savings on select brands. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
I'm Brett Matchke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 9:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, September 2nd, our top story, open to the National Guard coming to Milwaukee.
I'm Erik Bilstad, and how a judge's ruling could impact that idea.
Mostly sunny skies today in your Storm Team forecast with a high of 76 degrees. Tonight's low down to 61 under increasing clouds with a slight chance of a shower. Right now, Milwaukee's at 68. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the head of the Milwaukee Police Association says he is open to the National Guard aiding officers and curbing street takeovers. This after a weekend filled with that stuff in Milwaukee.
From 6th and Clybourne downtown to 17th and Walnut on the near west side. Police responding to 15 calls for service related to street takeovers between Saturday and Sunday. MPA President Alexander Ayala tells WTMJ he believes the National Guard could supplement officers amid continued staffing shortages.
I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson last week on 1017 The Truth shot down the idea of the Guard coming to Milwaukee.
No, I'm not interested in that. We have local law enforcement for a reason.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
National Guard troops could be in Chicago by the end of the week as President Trump takes to social media saying his solution to the crime problem will come soon. Meanwhile, a judge, this is breaking news now this morning, a judge is ruling that President Trump's use of the National Guard during immigration protests in Los Angeles was illegal.
District Judge Charles Breyer says the administration violated the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878 when it sent the troops to accompany federal agents on the immigration raids. That act prohibits the use of the Army and Air Force for domestic law enforcement purposes. The administration has argued the Posse Comitatus Act doesn't apply because the troops were protecting federal officers, not enforcing laws.
CBS correspondent Michael Wallace there. There's still about 300 National Guard troops in L.A. The judge did not order that they be withdrawn.
Congress back in session this week in Washington. At the top of the agenda, a push from both Republicans and Democrats for the Justice Department to release all of the files related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Members of the House Oversight Committee, which is already poring over reams of Epstein case records that it subpoenaed from the Department of Justice, will meet with several Epstein victims. And it comes as there's this brewing effort from Democrat Ro Khanna and Republican Thomas Massie to get a handful of GOP members to defy Trump, who's told Republicans to move on, and procedurally vote to force a release of the Epstein files publicly.
GOP will also weigh efforts to extend President Trump's federal takeover in Washington, D.C., which the administration says has so far led to nearly 1,700 arrests.
How'd it go this morning for your family? Back to school for everybody now across the state of Wisconsin, but Milwaukee's Riverside High School not open for the first day.
The closure is due to a cleanup from a chemical spill that took place last week. School officials say that while the building passed air tests, several classrooms remained closed. They say one factor in the spill might have been old science equipment containing mercury. The closure is not due to flooding damages. Students will be back in class on Wednesday. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Let me click refresh because it's been a very busy day on Wall Street already as we're only 34 minutes in. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average gaining some of its earlier losses back. It's down about 280 points right now to 45,266. S&P 500 is at 6406. That's down 56 points. And the NASDAQ down 210 to $21,244. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 9:05.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
I believe in aliens, ghosts, and UFOs, but I don't believe you.
Huh?
I'm convinced the Earth is flat and the moon landing was faked.
Okay.
But when you say Hassleus Mattress don't have no employees, well, that's just crazy talk.
It's true. Hassleus Mattress showrooms are employee-free. Give our mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Okay, sure. You probably think birds are real, too.
All I know is that our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393. Free next-day delivery, too.
Do these mattresses come from Area 51?
We're talking big names like Sealy Posturepedic and Beautyrest.
And who's supporting your operation? The Illuminati?
If you need support, through Monday, get a free adjustable base with any new mattress.
That's what the lizard people told you to say.
Save on Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And get a free adjustable base through Monday at Hassleus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassleus.com.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers with a day off today. Take a breath. First time since August 14th. Brewers went 9-10 on this 19-game stretch, ending with a 10-8 loss to the Phillies on Labor Day. Manager Pat Murphy just moments ago on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We've been facing adversity all year long. People have doubted this team all year long, but here we are. And we've had some up and down, but who would have thunk the Brewers have the best record in baseball on September 2nd.
Brewers and Phillies will get back at it at American Family Field tomorrow night here on WTMJ. And ESPN reporting new Packers acquisition. Micah Parsons has been dealing with a joint sprain in his back, may get an injection before Sunday's regular season opener against the Lions at Lambeau Field.
WTMJ time saver traffic 94 eastbound Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. Still seeing some slow spots before you get to the stadium there, so you'll get through that. It's a bit tight at times, but you will get through. It's going to slow you down a few minutes. Elsewhere, looking all right. 894 eastbound, also a bit tight between the Hale and the Mitchell, and of course you have your typical road construction delays as well.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. High of 76 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Low down to 61 tonight with a slight chance of a shower. Wednesday looking wet with rain likely and breezy. High of 72. Thursday high of just 63 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Friday's high only 64 with a chance of showers. Looking ahead to the weekend at this point, Saturday looks good. Mostly sunny, high 65. Milwaukee at 68.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
How different was it at your house on Monday going into today, knowing that you don't really have the first day of school situation anymore for you?
Back to school day for K through 8.
A lot of people.
And for the most majority of the state. Now, some did start a little bit earlier.
Right, of course.
Some private schools started a little bit earlier, but yada, yada, yada. For the vast majority of students are going back today. Well, I had an interesting thing as well. We were empty nesters for the first time as of like a week and a half ago with all the kids in college. And on top of that, my wife was out of town this weekend. In fact, you might recall having texted me.
Yes, I've gotten a few texts from you about how amazing.
Eric texted. He said, "Yeah, hope the holiday week. We had some show stuff to get through. Yeah, hope the holiday weekend's going good." I'm like, "Do you know what I'm doing? Whatever I want."
In all caps.
I am doing whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want.
Yeah, it must have been
in
some
whatever
weekend.
manner I choose to do those things, without question of any kind, as to why I've chosen this Tupperware as opposed to that one, or why did I use this cucumber, not this one, or whatever. For example, I did whatever I want.
Well, you look good. You look refreshed.
So if you were asking, things were real different going in the first day of school in my house. You asked.
All right, you're right. What is happening at the White House? The president has scheduled an announcement for later today. This isn't the first time this has happened, but we don't know quite. We're not sure what this announcement is, or have we even seen the president in a while? There's been some questions and concerns over where is the commander-in-chief. Joining us now on Tuesdays at 9:10 is our CBS White House reporter, Olivia Rinaldi. Good morning, Olivia.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
What do we know about this announcement today? Anything?
Well, we're starting to get a little bit of information coming out about it. And actually, funny enough, the Defense Department just put up a live stream of this announcement. And they said, President Trump makes an announcement. And underneath it, it says U.S. Space Command Headquarters announcement. So we can kind of guess that that's actually what it's going to be about. So this is going to be the announcement, we are assuming, of the Space Force Headquarters Command. So originally, remember, Space Force was created under the first Trump administration. The headquarters was supposed to be in Alabama. Under the Biden administration, they chose to move it to Colorado to keep it kind of in line with the Air Force that's out there. Remember, they have the Air Force Academy out there. Now, Trump is hoping to move it back to Alabama, which would be huge for their economy down there, quite important. But that seems to be the expectation of what we're going to get today from the White House.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that, Olivia, because usually when this White House touts, say, on the local level, and you'll recall this from your local news days, but when they tout an announcement, there's going to be a major announcement, but they don't tell you what it is, it usually disappoints. However, this White House, when they say the president will have a major announcement, it almost always is something of major concern or something folks talk about. I don't know that this is on everybody's radar.
No. Major announcement is certainly an interesting way to put it. Of course, there was speculation this morning, as we knew it was something kind of related to the Department of Defense, whether this would be the announcement that Trump is making it the Department of War. Remember, he has said in the last couple of weeks he wants to change the name back to the Department of War. But it seems that this is going to be just an announcement about where the headquarters of Space Force are going to be located.
When's the last time we saw the president? There was some talk over the weekend that it's been a few days since he's been in front of the camera.
Well, for CBS specifically, the last time we saw the president was Sunday, I believe. It was yesterday. Monday.
2 days ago.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
Holiday weekend, all messed up. But we actually stationed cameras outside of his Sterling golf course where he was at, and we saw him. We saw that he was golfing. We saw that he was on property. A couple of days prior to that, though, we hadn't seen the president. He was in a cabinet meeting. That was the last time we saw him. There was that shooting in Minnesota. We did not hear from the president after that. And then there was a couple of days of no events on the schedule and just golf. Now, some White House officials said, look, it's a holiday weekend. The plan was always for him to just golf and kind of lay low for a couple of days, enjoying the last dog days of summer, but certainly caused a lot of concern for people when they hadn't seen or heard from him or had him post on True Social for a couple of days. It shows how unusual it is for this president to lay low, and certainly caused a lot of concern and worry among people.
CBS White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi is our guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. Another thing that I've got my eye on today, Olivia, and I imagine the White House does as well, this meeting that's going on in China. You have President Putin of Russia meeting with Xi Jinping of China, and the Prime Minister of India involved as well. I imagine the White House is not particularly interested to see India cozying up to China and involved in those talks.
No, it's certainly not a visual that this White House is embracing or that they want to see on the global stage. There's a lot at play here. India has been extremely upset about the tariffs that have been levied against them. The White House says that those tariffs are being levied because they buy Russian oil. And Peter Navarro, who's an economic advisor at the White House, yesterday noted that India did not start buying Russian oil until the war started. And so because of that, they're clamping down on them a little bit more as far as it comes to tariffs and wanting them to really increase their economic relationship with the U.S., buying more U.S. goods, more U.S. energy and products instead of Russian cheap oil and energy. But Modi seems to be taking another route. We see him in China with Xi Jinping, with President Putin of Russia, and the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, is also going to be there today. So you really got this mix of leaders who certainly have issues with the United States, and you have the leader of the second biggest democracy in the world, or actually the largest democracy in the world, India, meeting with these people, shaking hands, being very jovial with them. The White House hasn't quite commented on this yet. Secretary Bessent was on Fox News yesterday where he did say, we don't love seeing the images, but at the end of the day, India's values more closely align to the U.S. than they do to Russia or China. So kind of banking on that to really help the relationship. But it's some stark imagery, I have to say.
Here at home, the head of the Milwaukee Police Association, the police union here, is saying, yeah, we would welcome National Guard troops helping out in Milwaukee as we deal with staff shortages. Not my words, but paraphrasing what he has said this past weekend. Meanwhile, everyone's kind of keeping their eye on Chicago. Is there any timeline there as to when the president may act, if he will, on sending National Guard troops to Chicago?
Well, I'm glad you asked about that because actually this very important ruling just came down from the Supreme Court that says, actually a U.S. district judge, that says that the Trump administration actually violated Posse Comitatus Act when they used the National Guard and Marines in Los Angeles earlier this summer. That was the argument. If you're putting soldiers on the street, there's a certain way you have to go about it and a certain level that you have to prove to really put these, members of the military on the street. So a U.S. judge argued that the Trump administration and ruled that the Trump administration violated this federal law when they put the National Guard and Marines on the streets in Los Angeles in June. This is welcome news, certainly, for the people of Chicago who don't want to see the National Guard on the ground because in D.C., it's different. This is a federal city. There is federal jurisdiction here. So the president, as a member of the federal government, leader of the federal government, can put troops on the ground in Washington. He cannot do that in another state like Chicago or another state like Illinois or New York or Maryland, for that matter, unless there is a certain level of cause that they can prove. Even in Los Angeles, and in that case, with some of the action we had seen on the ground from protesters, burning cars and looting and businesses, it still wasn't enough. So that should be welcome news for people like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, the mayor of Chicago, and I know you guys are right next door, that there's a certain legal threshold that the president is unable to overcome when wanting to put troops on the ground in states and cities.
CBS White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi on the line with us here this morning. Eric and I, on our show, Olivia, generally put a moratorium on talking about the government shutdown until it's maybe 24, 48 hours out, because we see this movie over and over and over again where it's like, well, it's going to happen.
Saber rattling.
Right, and largely they figure things out. But
or kick the can.
Yes, months. At month's end, I believe, is the next deadline, and this is going to be a conversation as Congress gets back to work in Washington this week. What's the issue this time? Is this like a debt ceiling thing? Is this another, we need a continuing resolution? Because for all the talk about the one big beautiful bill, that wasn't a budget bill per se. So there are finances for the nation that exist outside of that.
Yeah, well, look, Congress is back in session this week in Washington, and there's a lot on their plate. There's a lot they need to do. They want to do, more criminal reform. There is issues around the Epstein files that some members of Congress saying we're not going to do anything until we get these released, trying to hold up the Trump administration's agenda. And on top of that, there's a rescissions package that the White House just sent to Congress saying you need to rescind about $5 billion in federal aid. We don't want that going out anymore. So you have all of these things on their plate that they need to handle. And on top of that, they need to fund the government. And as you've said, time and time again, we get to this point where the conversation about funding the federal government comes up and it's kind of a standoff until someone blinks. The interesting part about it this time is actually House Democrats are the ones calling for bipartisan talks right away. They're saying that they need to talk with Republicans about getting something passed in order to prevent a government shutdown. Normally, the opposing side says, this is up to you. This is what deal do you want to strike with us to get this passed? But now we're seeing Democrats proactively try to reach out to Republicans to get something passed to make sure that there is not a government shutdown. Part of the play there is because there's concern about cuts to the federal government, federal workers, continued attacks against federal workers, that they want to make sure that you're not dealing with a crisis on hand where not only are these people being laid off, fired, but also not being paid. We've seen how that plays out before. It's not good. Thinking about air traffic controllers and people who are extremely necessary who are not getting paid for their jobs. So there's a lot at stake here. The funding runs out at the end of the month, so they have time. They're also going to have another recess in between now and then where they're going to go home and not work for a week. I believe the count is about they have 15 working days this month. So let's hope within those 15 days that there could be some type of movement to get government funding passed.
CBS White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thank you so much. Great stuff.
Thank you. Take care.
9:21.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has been a leader in providing health plans in Wisconsin for over 41 years? A lot has changed in the last 4 decades, and Network Health remains as dependable and reliable as ever, providing health plans in 25 Wisconsin counties to over 126,000 members and growing. Join them. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, or how about Krista for Inspired Closets? Listen to this review. One of my fellow customers at Inspired Closets. My husband and I had every closet redone in the 1960s home we purchased. Abby was great to work with. That's who Krista dealt with over there, and made great design suggestions, was very professional, and ran an efficient process. I would highly recommend Inspired Closets. That was our experience working with Katie and Dan and their amazing team with the vision and the execution to transform our front hall closet. Want to see how your project will look? Visit Inspired Closets Milwaukee and see your project in 3D, or begin the inspiration process online with so many beautiful photos and ideas. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Rivalry baseball in September? It doesn't get any better. Join the Brewers as they battle the Cardinals Friday, September 12th through Sunday the 14th. While the action heats up, you can gear up for fall baseball with a Brewers crew neck giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 13th. Then bring the whole family for Looney Tunes Day on Sunday the 14th. The home stretch of the season is here, and you don't want to miss it. Get in on the action at brewers.com/tickets.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Today is a big day. for a lot of people. It affects a lot of people. The morning routine is dramatically different. The afternoon routine is dramatically different. Everyone is now in school.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
Yep. That's how it sounded.
See, I remain convinced that you improperly searched that in the files.
You don't think that's how it would
I think
sound?
that's the closing bell, not the opening bell.
So it was a big day today as everyone got back into the swing of things, including our very favorite teacher from South Milwaukee High School, chem teacher, Ms. Fremming, Kim Fremming at South Milwaukee High. She joined us earlier to give us an update on what's happening in her neck of the woods.
Yeah, in about 15 minutes, they'll storm in here, with just as much excitement as at that bell ring. Yeah, same kind of a thing.
That first hour class at the high school level, that's a tough one, Ms. Fremming.
Yes, it is. As long as we can get them all here on time, it'll be good.
So how quickly can you scope everyone? You're like, all right, that kid's going to be the troublemaker. Okay, she's never going to be here on time.
Well, some of them I've had before, especially my first period is a forensic science class. It's a good class to start with because, I scare the crap out of them every year. So they get excited about that. So they want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So they come in and learn. But a couple of them I know, and I'm like, all right, you're going to be sitting in the front row. So I kind of have some ideas for some of them.
Kim Fremming is with us this morning. She's a high school teacher in South Milwaukee as we give this scouting report on the first day of school ahead. Are you a homework on the first day teacher, Ms. Fremming, or no?
I am not. I do give them a little form because I want to get to know a little bit about them. I give them a little bit about me, and so that. But no, I don't want to give them homework on the first day.
Oh, that's great.
Do you still get out like pink slips or detention slips if you have to?
No, I don't give out detentions like that. But if they do things like maybe they're tardy for a bunch of times in a row, they have to come in and clean glassware, which is way worse than a detention.
Like beakers?
The beakers and whatnot?
Heck yeah.
Wow. How much has the curriculum changed over the years? Is that part of the process being a I mean, you've been there, I know I won't say how many years, but you've been there long enough where like does that
over
change?
20. Kind of. It does a little bit here and there. With the forensics program, I actually created that myself, so I can kind of change that. But like with chemistry and some of the other core classes, it does change from year to year, and we have to kind of look at the standards and all that kind of stuff to make sure we're hitting them all. So yeah, that's not the fun part of teaching.
Good luck. I think you'd be our favorite teacher if we were going back to class.
Aw, thanks, guys.
And just wait, this is what you're going to hear in 15 minutes from right now.
Yay, chemistry! Yep, gonna sound exactly the same way.
Thank you for all you do, Ms. Fremming.
Yeah, at least light some stuff on fire today, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
You know I'll do that.
School day.
Ms. Fremming from South Milwaukee High School.
Because she's the chemistry teacher.
Yes, yeah. And she does. It sounds like she's got a really cool class. First thing in the morning, that'd be tough, but hey, why not? So congratulations, good luck. Know that life is a little bit different now that summer is officially over for everybody.
Well, and different for a lot of folks, even if you don't have school-age children. We've got an important reminder from our Debbie Lozica that's coming up after the bottom of the hour about how things change for all of us. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've talked about buying insurance on price alone, the risk that comes with that. Let's talk more specifics for folks listening. Some of the examples that you shared before we were on the air here were very interesting.
Thank you, Vince. Great to be here again. I've handled or overseen tens of thousands of insurance claims in the many years I've been in this business. Here are some of the most frequent mistakes I've seen. Claims involving water damage. There are some of the most complex claims to investigate and handle, but many buyers are not aware you can purchase coverage for flood or backup of sewers and drains. Electing not to buy certain coverages or even enough coverage is a frequent mistake, often done to try and save money. Cyber insurance. Many businesses still do not purchase this coverage. Business income and extra expense. My experience has shown many insurance buyers and their agents underestimate how much coverage their client will need. Vince, I've said it before. Low prices are great, but I can tell you that nothing stings like finding out you are uninsured or not adequately insured until after a loss.
So from all that, Jeff, what's the primary takeaway for folks listening right now?
It's important to work with a partner that understands insurance coverage in depth and can market your business to ensure you're getting a competitive price as well. You can have both.
So why should a business or a family work with R&R Insurance?
At R&R, we understand insurance coverage and dynamic market conditions. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Miss any part of the show? Get the Wisconsin's Morning News podcast sent directly to you. Text Vince to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A federal judge has just ruled President Trump's deployment of the National Guard to Los Angeles to assist ICE teams was unlawful because there's a law in the books that prohibits military enforcement of domestic laws. That decision comes as Trump discusses further deployments to Democratic-led cities like Chicago, New York, and Baltimore. World leaders meeting in Beijing, trying to demonstrate to the world they are holding formidable military and economic talks as they cement power.
China, India, Russia, all countries that have faced either sanctions or tariffs or, in the words of Xi Jinping, bullying from the West, all standing together and suggesting a different vision for how the world should be organized.
ABC's Ian Panel, members of Congress back in Washington. Two things they will be talking about: the Epstein files and trying to avoid a government shutdown at the end of the month. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Milwaukee streets overrun by street takeovers Labor Day weekend. Police records indicating 15 calls for service between Saturday and Sunday. 3 people arrested, 26 citations issued, 6 cars towed, all according to Milwaukee police.
The head of the Milwaukee Police Union says staffing shortages are making it nearly impossible to control dangerous street takeovers and other crime events. In fact, Alex Ayala, the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, tells WTMJ he'd welcome the National Guard in Milwaukee. He says officers are overwhelmed.
It's very overwhelming. I mean, we are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around.
Ayala says limited numbers are leaving both the public and the police he believes at risk.
Bottled water continues to be handed out in Williams Bay, where there's a no-drink order continuing this week. Levels of nitrate in the village water supply are still above max levels allowed by the Department of Natural Resources. Folks who live there are encouraged to flush all water lines in their homes. They want to help circulate ongoing chlorine treatment. Village Board has a public meeting regarding the order later today.
A shakeup on vape sales taking effect today across Wisconsin. New law requires store owners to only sell products that fall on the State Department of Revenue list of approved items, or they can face a $1,000 fine per day. A total of 216 items are on that list, and any device being sold that's not would be considered illegal.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down more than 300 points at 45,244. S&P 500 at 6403. That's off 57 points. And the NASDAQ is falling nearly 1%. It's down 200 to 21,255. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Heads up 94 eastbound. Highway 16 to the zoo. You're on time. You're looking good. From the zoo to downtown, a bit slow heading east because you're losing a lane. So you're going to see barrels going up when you get to the stadium. And because of that, some slow driving in that stretch. You'll get through it. It's just going to slow you down because of the road work, of course. Got the typical road work delays in the other areas. You know about them as well as you head into work today.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, high of 76 degrees today, mostly sunny skies, and a low down to 61 tonight. The front end of some Possible wet weather is this evening with a slight chance of a shower. Then we've got cloudy, rain likely, and breezy in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 72. A couple of cool days, several in a row here. Thursday's high just 63 under partly cloudy skies. Chance of showers, partly sunny on Friday, high 64. And looking ahead to the weekend, mostly sunny on Saturday, high of just 65 degrees. Right now it's 68.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Here's a not-so-fun fact. Vince Vitrano here for my friends at LAK Group. Recent studies showed that only 40% of managers have annual check-ins with their direct reports. That's not good. Today's younger workers are telling us they crave development and growth. Here's how LAK Group can help. They've got a new tool called Coaching on Demand. It's cutting-edge stuff. Its platform can connect leaders and professionals with certified coaches. They work AI into this whole operation as well. All part of the development journey, and it's all done on their schedule. You can learn more at Transforming Careers. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK. Discover your human advantage.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We can say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max. Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Hey, surprise! Colders is extending their Labor Day sale for one more week. WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you missed out over Labor Day weekend, now's your chance to shop their guaranteed best deals and extra savings store-wide. Save big on everything you need for your home. Furnitures, appliances, mattresses. Only for a limited time at Colders. Save 60% on furnitures and mattresses, then take an additional 10% off. Wow. Use code WEEKEND10 at checkout in-store or online to save an extra 10% on sofas, sectionals, dining tables, bedroom sets, mattresses, and more. Shopping for appliances? For a limited time, only during Colders' extended Labor Day weekend sale, save an extra 5% on kitchen and laundry appliances from all your favorite brands. Use code WEEKEND5 at checkout. Discover Colders' better selection, better experience, best value guaranteed during the extended Labor Day weekend sale before it's gone. Check it out at one of their 4 convenient locations or shop online at Colders.com.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or accuratebasementrepair.com.
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. 3 Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to 3pillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Almost 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Whether you got kids in school or not, it is a change for all of us in large part today.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
Mandatory has to be played. Back to school means more school bus traffic on the roads. Let's get to our Debbie Lazica offering a quick refresher for drivers.
You'd think it's a no-brainer. If you see a school bus pull over, their lights come on, and the stop sign swings out from the side, you stop, right? Well, one violation of this particular statute is too many. So what are we talking about here? Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt.
When you are approaching a school bus, either from the front or the rear, and it's displaying its flashing red warning lights, and that bus is completely stopped, you must stop your vehicle and wait for the bus to resume motion or to extinguish those red flashing lights.
Think about it. If a bus is stopping, it's because there are kids around, either being picked up or dropped off.
Kids are smaller, they tend to dart onto the traffic, and we want traffic to come to a complete stop and make sure that all the kids make it to school safely, nobody gets into a crash. It doesn't matter if you're in a regular vehicle or if you're in an emergency vehicle with red and blue lights going. You need to come to a stop and wait for those individuals walking across the road.
And just because you don't see an officer anywhere around, don't think you can get away with violating this.
Within 24 hours, if a school bus operator has seen a violation of this statute, they can report it to the law enforcement agency responsible so a citation can be issued for what's called owner's liability for a vehicle illegally passing a school bus.
And it doesn't matter if you, as the owner, weren't driving.
Really what that statute is intended to do is to try and get the person who was driving, because if an owner doesn't want that citation, they will turn over who was actually driving the vehicle at the time.
The idea behind that is if they can't establish who was actually driving, the citation can still be served because as a car owner, you are ultimately responsible for where your vehicle is at all times. So what's the damage if you violate this?
The fine for this offense is $326.50 and 4 points against your driver's license. And that dollar amount pales in comparison to if you were to strike a child. You certainly could face potential of criminal penalties as well as civil liability, which is going to be much more expensive than that $326 citation.
Not to mention the feeling of guilt you'd have of hitting a child. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Yeah, good reminders as we all are back out there navigating the new school year. Coming up next, we want to talk a little bit about some perhaps troubling news. We have the Packers and their blockbuster trade. Everyone's booking trips to the Super Bowl because Micah Parsons is on his way. There's some issue with his back, how serious it is, when we come back here on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Save big money now at Menards. Patriot Lighting outdoor motion sensing wall lights bring on-demand bright illumination, adding safety and security to your outdoor area. Choose from a variety of styles and functions like the 3-head motion sensor floodlight, which has a powerful 5,500 lumen brightness. Save big on all Patriot security lights. Also check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
I've got your HVAC guy, Vince Vitrano, here for Urban Heating and Cooling. Family-owned business. Ryan and his wife, Ellie, there. They are based in Franklin. And I've got Ryan coming back out to the house again because we're moving our washer-dryer, and we got to move the dryer vent, right? Small job, but it's already been a 2-trip operation. Ryan came out, tell us what to expect and what he needed us to do ahead of the job. Just so responsive to our service needs. And while he's there, going to book our furnace tune-up as well for later this fall. Good idea to start thinking about that. Aren't these the kind of people you want to do business with? I've got your HVAC guy. Everybody needs one in the contacts list. Get started now with Urban Heating and Cooling. Tell them Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And you know, I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Wisconsin's Morning News. One of the best times of year to be a sports fan. You got the Brewers independent race. Lots of good things happening there. Brewers off today. Take a sigh. 19 games in 18 days, wasn't he?
Yes.
More on the Brewers in a moment, but the Packers opening the season against the Detroit Lions this week.
Having a first game like that it's a great way to get the season going. We all looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a dogfight, and that's what we like. We like to be in dogfights.
It's Packers linebacker Edrin Cooper, who's pretty excited as well about the addition of Micah Parsons in that trade that we talked about extensively last week with the Cowboys, what it means for Packers defense and all of that good stuff. Now, here's the issue. Some concern this week about a nagging back injury to Parsons. The Packers have not expressed much concern about it. Parsons did practice on Monday, but the suggestion from ESPN's Adam Schefter was that Parsons is still going to need treatment on the back. He may even get what they call an epidural, so it's a shot right in the spine, right?
Yeah, before the game.
To loosen things up or to help with pain or whatever the case may be. So how concerned are we supposed to be about this? Talked earlier with Mark Tauscher on the program.
I think for all of us that are becoming middle-aged and above middle-aged, the back is one thing you just don't want to mess with. And from an athlete standpoint, you can deal with an ankle and a knee. You get it done. Backs, once you have a surgery or anything like that, it can be concerning. So obviously, I don't think you can be concerned yet until you see Micah missing some games or maybe. But obviously, that news yesterday, I think, put a lot. If you're having to, and again, we don't know this for sure. If you're having to get an epidural, I think the first thing you hear of when you think epidural, you think it's when you're having a baby.
Right.
Like that's kind of what you think about with an epidural.
And we don't
that
think he's having a baby, just to be clear, right?
He is not.
He's not. Okay.
I can't confirm, but I'm pretty doggone confirming that can't. But that is not something you want to be messing with on a regular basis. Just like if you're getting a cortisone shot, if it's in your shoulder, or you're trying to relieve the nerve irritation around it, and you hope that works, and then everything kind of goes back to normal. But you have just made a big play. Micah Parsons needs to be a big-time player for you, and he needs to be healthy in order to do that.
Yeah, so, look, if it's a nagging thing, right, you can get by with having some treatment from time to time. Anybody who's got one of those, Tausch mentioned it, like a cortisone shot, I felt good for months after. Well, okay, but that's not fixed. It's not healed. So
then it comes back around maybe.
As I suggested, the Packers haven't made much noise about this, and he is expected to start on Sunday.
One of the aspects of the Brewers game on Monday, Labor Day afternoon, national holiday, what do? You have some apple pie and you watch some baseball.
Yeah,
or go to the
dollar
game,
hot dogs.
Right? Dollar hot dogs and all that. Well, it's also a big day for Kent Sommerfeld, engineer of the Brewers radio network. He's been in there in the booth for as long as a lot of us can remember. 40th anniversary, so they celebrated Kent Bones Sommerfeld at the ball yard.
1-on-1. I remember that you guys were doing a spring training broadcast this year and came up that Kent's nickname, especially from Corey, was Bones. And you said, hey, Kent, why do they call you Bones? And he said, not for air.
All right. So it was pretty cool, though. He got to throw out the first pitch.
We're also about 30 seconds away from our pregame guest, Kent Sommerfeld's first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, it bounced. Bounced into Julio Bourbone's glove. Good form. Kent presented the baseball by the Brewers' first base coach. Handshake. Good to see the Sommerfeld family down there with Kent. Karen is down there with him. Peter and Luke. Congratulations to Kent for 40 years as our producer engineer.
So it was pretty cool. During the broadcast, they had different guest voices come on, like Joe Block, who used to be a play-by-play here, Corey Provis. Even Pat Murphy, they had a hey, congratulations, and they played that during the broadcast, and they let him know how he did on that pitch.
Like you would expect Ken. If you know Ken, Ken's a very, very humble man, and he was almost embarrassed when we told him, like, I don't deserve that. He said, yes, you do. We didn't tell him about some of the other stuff we were going to do. We're going to try to keep some of that a surprise, but we figured he wouldn't want to be surprised with the first pitch because he'd want to practice and prepare himself for it a little bit. And unfortunately for Kent, and because we're honest in this booth, he probably needed to practice a little more. We love him. He is our guy, and we're glad to celebrate him today. His second question when we told him at Wrigley was, are you guys planning on getting rid of me? Is this a retirement thing? Said absolutely not. We hope we have 40 more with Kent in the booth with us. We hope we get 40 of those.
Right? Can you think of a name more synonymous with Milwaukee Brewers baseball other than maybe Bob Euchre's?
Yeah. And you probably only know of Kent, like that name rings a bell to you because Uke would always identify him. And now these guys in the booth, they do the same, and I thought that was really classy.
Stay on the line. Kent will be right with you, and keep checking your mailbox.
Right, and you'd be like, who's Kent Sommerfeld? I don't know. Uke says he's the producer-engineer. Producer-engineer Kent Sommerfeld. And that's why we know of him.
Right.
Do you know Kent? I mean, like,
met him several times. Have spoken with him. Amazingly nice. He's an amazing human. And he'll talk your ear off about anything. Like
fantastic.
And that's what's so fascinating about him is that like you never hear his voice on the broadcast. Yeah. Ever.
But he has all the stories.
Oh, yes. Oh, right. He's got a million stories. I did a WTMJ Conversations with him many years ago, and just great fun, great human.
You know what I think about, too, is how that position must have changed over 4 decades, how much more complex it's gotten, how much more difficult. Like, you listen to the thing, we got a lot of sponsors making sure that, like all of that's coming from Kent. So when Levering or Lane or Josh are reading the, that's an ortho ASAP strikeout, this happens, or this is another $50 to the MAC fund, the bing, bing, bing. Like, that's Kent who keeps all that straight. These guys are focused on the baseball. And
he's the one kind of hand-holding, if you will.
Right.
Yes.
So that's a tough job, and it's only gotten tougher over 4 decades.
But congratulations to our buddy Kent Sommerfeld.
I always loved the days when Uke would come to the booth and he'd say, hello, boys. Then he'd look at Kent and he'd say, slime.
39 years with Uke. What a pairing that was here in this booth.
Oh, man.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car is not one of them. The national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adam.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad for Tri-County Contracting. With all that rain we had, you noticed it. You were freaked out about it. You were worried about how that roof was going to handle it all, and maybe you even noticed a couple of spots that need a little help. Well, the time is now to go to TriCountyContractingWI.com. Go to the website and click on the Instant Roof Quote button. It's right there on the right. You can't miss it. Click on that, put in your address, put in your name, and they'll send you an immediate quote for how much it'll cost to get that roof replaced. And you have them over, and then you walk through that process. TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
Point Taken with Scafidi and Bry.
I never get nervous, even though I get fired up. I can't feel my blood pressure rising. This always raises my blood pressure. At least I can feel it. But for those of us who have sort of lived through this stuff, me as a public official, those who are involved in these shootings, you don't forget about them. They stay with you for the rest of your existence.
Every year, there's some kind of tragedy. People in other places have their lives totally upended. If you're a compassionate person, if you're an empathetic person, you feel for it, but it doesn't replace what it actually feels like to have it impact your life.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. Catch the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast on WTMJ.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9:54 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We'll close the show in the manner in which we began it, talking about some recent comments from the head of the Milwaukee Police Union, Alex Ayala, and it relates to whether or not the National Guard would be welcome here in Milwaukee. Now, that may become a moot point given today's court ruling that we just learned about. This was a ruling out of Los Angeles. Remember, earlier this year, President Trump deployed the Guard to L.A. during the anti-immigration crackdown protests. Let me be clear on that. Protesting the crackdown on illegal immigration.
The ICE stuff.
Right, yeah. So President calls out the National Guard, and this court ruling suggests that the president did so in violation of the law, which will certainly be appealed. That's at the district court level, and how exactly the law is interpreted is a matter for future discussion and other courts at higher level. That said, does this sort of mute some of the conversation that we've been hearing out of Washington from the president, from the vice president when he was here in La Crosse? Like, hey, we want to send the Guard into more cities. They need help. They need help. They need help.
And Chicago has been on the radar for this week as a possibility.
So we've been talking about, could that mean Milwaukee, and would it? The vice president saying they would like to be invited. The mayor of Milwaukee saying they wouldn't be welcome here. I'm not inviting anybody. Well, after a pretty crazy weekend, you heard it in the news, some of the burnouts and things going on. Video posted to social media of one of these so-called street takeovers where folks just kind of take over an intersection, start doing crazy stuff like that. There were fireworks, one point a gasoline fire in the middle of the street. So the head of the Milwaukee Police Officers Union here in Milwaukee, Alex Ayala, joined Libby Collins on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News and basically said, yeah, we'll take the National Guard.
Until we get our staffing numbers right, I think that would be a great help. And I welcome it. Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand.
So that's not just somebody saying stuff. Like, that's the guy who represents the rank and file for MPD saying we need the help.
Now,
we would take it.
This comes as they continue to argue over a contract, right?
They're in a years-long battle with the mayor, with City Hall over a contract. It's been, 2.5, 3 years since they've had a new deal, since officers have gotten a raise. They're headed for arbitration, I believe, at the end of this month. MPD, the union, the Milwaukee Police Association, has a rally or a protest, if you will, scheduled outside City Hall on Friday, where Ayala is saying, look, by law, we can't strike. We don't want to take other on-the-job action that could jeopardize safety. So what we're going to do is ask officers who aren't on duty and anybody who supports their cause to come out here and make some noise.
So clearly those comments made to WTMJ Radio come at a perfect time, a very opportunistic moment there, because now this can be part of the news cycle as we get closer to that day.
There certainly is something to be said for that. So that was, again, Alex Ayala, president of the Milwaukee Police Association, saying he would welcome help from the National Guard. These street takeovers are going to continue to be a thing as well. You can talk about how, well, nobody got hurt and this, that, or the other, but man, if that's not the look that you want for your downtown, it's not what you want happening in neighborhoods. And Ayala's other point on that was, hey, you start with that, and that leads to other things. So they are a problem, and increasingly so, it appears, over the holiday weekend. 9:57 will yield to Point Taken with Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry next.
Get back in the dugout, and then when he didn't immediately get back in the dugout, Jim Wolf said, okay, then you're gone. Pat Murphy getting his money's worth right now.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsin